let's see. 3, 2, 1. How's it going, you guys? Hope you're having a great day. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. We got just a ton of junk, and I'm so happy that you guys are here in the morning. I'm going to shout out each of you, but I have a couple of housekeeping things to care about as well. First of all, check out the awesome thumbnail. Now, that artist is already linked in the description of this video, so go ahead and give them some love. This is amazing. I welcome this kind of art if you have the artist flair, and I really do appreciate it. So give that artist in the description some love. I really do appreciate you guys drawing that for Meatball. We got FJ Honeybadger, my man. We got Greg Wilson, Harold Paulette, Lois Smith, Ken Fabio, yo, the Sunday special morning show. Now, that said, the markets are not open, so if I pull up WeBull like this, you guys are gonna see absolutely nothing. That's because the markets aren't open. No, I'm just kidding. It's because right now WeBull is frozen. There is nothing going on over the weekend. However, there might be something going on with a purchase I need to make. I am fewer than 300 subscribers away from having to buy at pre-market $1,000 of GME. Thank you guys for getting me up there over the weekend. I do appreciate it. We're very close to 35,000, and then the next goal in mind is 420. So if we get 420,069, that is the next goal. And then you heard it here. When we get there, I'm buying both $1,000 of AMC and $1,000 of GME, in addition to the $1,000 I promised of AMC and GME. 420.69 is the next subscriber goal after 35,000. So continue to drive that. You guys, I asked you in the community poll if that is a reward you guys like. A lot of you have said that that is exactly what you're looking for. So that is what we are doing together. We got some more people joining. We got William Dolan. The balloon is back. I meant to get rid of this balloon. Balloon is actually trying to stay in my life right now. Hold on a second. The battle of the ages. Goodbye, live free. Goodbye. 400 of you, how's it going? We are going to talk about the news you need to get ready for Monday's open, and we are going to be the only stream right now. Honestly, Uncle Bruce is taking a break. Matt Kors is taking a break. Amazing guys, and we're going to note if you guys like this morning stream. If you do like it, then make sure you guys know the drill. Go ahead and put that subscribe and that like button in the description down below. Check out this shirt. My best friend, my roommate, just got it for me. It is a D&D shirt. We got pandas with a battle axe. We got fox with a bow and arrow, and we got a little bunny with the spellcasting gear. We are ready to take on the day. Tom7 says Meatball is looking cute as ever. Jonathan Baldwin, plenty of data on the weekend. Jeremy says also going to drop 1,000 in AMC. There you go, Jeremy. We got Jackson Burnett. Good pre-market Sunday. Mike McLaughlin, Meatball looking absurdly cute today, wearing his little I Love Taco bib. You know it's Sunday. You know it's casual Sunday. We are working it together. Quite perfect. Looking at that balloon. Seraphim, better hurry and buy before Dtcc drops a ball on hedge fund. Yeah, we should talk about that. Thank you for the super already. Essential hard worker. I'm a mathematical and numbers guy. I would appreciate your opinion on AMC after March 19th or build up to March 19th. I'm not an emotional investor, just an investor. That's a great question. We're going to cover that. But first, let's give Meatball a treat. We're going to need a treat not only for the super that Essential Hard Worker just gave you, so that's from Essential Hard Worker, but we're also going to give Meatball a treat for the fact that we just hit 100 likes. Each like on this video is another way for a fellow ape, a fellow moon platoon, a fellow mole monkey to find out about the show and bring their butts over here and learn a little bit about the stock market. And every single like also gives Meatball a treat. So one of the first things that I want to talk about here is one-on-ones. I just had my first book time with Rachel Gates Smith. Thank you so much for being an active participant. I think you're even in the chat right now. That was very fun. I also gave away a free one-on-one as a community giveaway on Friday, that was to Gio Franco for leaving a comment in the community post. If you guys are looking for those giveaways, I give them all the time in the community section. So that is all of the announcements that we have today. Now let's read some DDs. So first things first, AMC question. What is my opinion on AMC after the 19th? I think AMC is coming around on a strong, solid recovery. And the reason for why is, one, the theaters are reopening. And two, the fact that the first thing that this loyal fan base of Tendy-loving apes are going to do is go straight and buy some chicken nuggets and some popcorn at the AMC theaters. Now, that said, the narrative is important, perception is important, but we have to also read some DD as well. So this is what I'm looking at here. We have AMC read, if you are confused, the CEO of AMC has filed the SEC for a shareholder meeting wanting common Class A stock owners to vote for adding 500 million new common stocks to the market as a way to provide more money to the business. This is by the best thing that could happen to us right now, and they truly believe this is the final punch to the hedge fund stomach to get them to realize that they have lost the battle. Listen to why. Because of the announcement, let me just make sure that you guys can actually see this WeBull, if I can get it up here. Did I actually get rid of WeBull? This does not put a smile on my face. Give me a second. I'm gonna put this number 2. Okie dokie. Boom. I'm gonna do this. Boom, boom, boom. Just one chart. Boom. Boom, boom. Bam. Bam, boom, bop. Okay, that's bigger than I thought it was going to be. If you guys are enjoying the live editing here, go ahead and drop that like button for this video. You know what it is. We're always doing some technical stuff on this show, even if it's technical difficulties. Okay, so listen to why. Because of the announced upcoming vote, every single AMC share has to be accounted for and has to have a owner's name and email address standing behind them at least latest of 11th of March, so that AMC can send out the invitation to have the shareholder meeting in the coming week after that. That means that all the IOUs, the fake shares the hedge funds have created to hold the share price down and make us believe the fight is over, have to be destroyed, and the hedge funds now have to be forced to buy the actual share directly from the market, all of us, at whatever price we want. Now, this is something we've covered a lot in the past, but these are counterfeit shorts. So something that is essentially, I want to, as a hedge fund, sell the stock, but I don't own the stock. So I could borrow it from you and sell your share for you, and then just owe it to you later. You don't have to have it now, right? But the problem with that is that what if I can't find anybody to borrow it from? Well, I could just say I'll eventually find someone to borrow it from, and that will allow me to sell a share that doesn't even exist with the promise that I will borrow it from someone in the future. However, unfortunately, sometimes we can do this shenanigan with the shares being called back, and then we could, at the same time, force all of these counterfeit positions to be bought back from the market at any price. And that is good for apes. That is good for apes. If you guys have not had that simple explanation yet, this is what's happening. Whatever else you read about this issue, many bots are trying to make you believe that the AMC CEO is screwing us over right now, but I assure you that is not the case. This is a help to us to have the share count we have been wishing for the whole time we have been in this fight. Hold and buy, or just hold for now. Whoa, excuse me. So that is currently the way forward, let's say. I am imagining that the half of the battle that is going to be hardest yet is going to be the one where we are going to be working against the paper handlers. And that's why I always like to have scissors in the chat. That's why I always like to have you guys give us the energy right now. So give us the energy right now. Bring in the scissors in the chat right now. Mr. Joe H has just added to my second ever My Boss tier on Patreon. I really appreciate Joe for jumping on Patreon. That's why this episode, special Sunday stream, is going to be brought to you by Patreon. Go ahead and check it out in the live chat pinned on the pinned comment, and as well as in the description below. Really does help out. Rachel Gatesmith is in here. Really enjoyed talking to you too. Very productive. I recommend one-on-ones, guys, if you have specific data science questions. This is a great way to talk to me one-on-one without having to wait for a giveaway. Kai, my DD on GME is we have been through 9 squeezes since $2. If we squeeze another 9 times following the same percent, we will be at 800% a share. Now that is just back of the envelope, good old-fashioned math right there. So let me see if my screen cap is back. I'm glad we getting some scissors in the chat because it's also cutting out, it gives us the idea that we are together, even in force, learning about finances on your Sunday. Almost 1,000 of you learning about finances on your Sunday. Let's wait until a couple more people show up because we do have some GME DD as well. Let me see if I can try and fix it camera. Okay, we got some more questions here. We have good morning, Professor Meatball from William Dolan, Spanish John, AMC baby, the Garden Channel, White Noise when I'm talking. Yeah, this is what we're working on. We're working on it together. Let's see. Tony Montana, did you hear DTCC new rule on options? What are your thoughts? Well, let us dive directly into it, actually. And pull up that article. DTCC options rule. Good morning, says Rexy Olson. Harold Paulette. So next week should look good for AMC. We're hoping that next week looks fantastic for AMC. Let me see if I can find a DD on WallStreetBets. DTC document posting new rules. There we go. Rules. Almost 1,000 of you in the chat. How's it going? We are still fighting over the name of the game of the fan base right now. So go ahead, if you guys have some skin in the game right now. It seems like Moon Platoon is winning. Here is the compromise that I'm going to float ahead of time. Every single individual fan of this show is a Mo Monkey. And when all come together, we are a Moon Platoon. Of course, this is still Democracy Rules, so go ahead and go to that community post and vote for what you think this show should be called. If you think it should be Meatballers Anyway, if you guys want something like funny and charming, like Balloonatics, you guys are still free to call it that. We are just trying to solidify our identity as apes who are learning in space. Okay, so DTCC posing new rules. Let us see if we can show this DD here. And my face is still not here, which is great. Hold on a second. There we go. Let me flip myself. Flip. Horizontal. There we go. Okay. So, DTCC posing new rules. This is in no way advice and written with my favorite red crayon in my nose, longtime lurker and holder of GME. Credit goes to user long-term tendy loser for posting elsewhere. Smoothbraid doesn't understand all of it. Apparently, DTCC is going to require daily payment instead of at the end of an option, as well as implement it within 10 days of submitting. Can we get someone with a wrinkle to elaborate further? The new rule changes basically means that the DTCC can now calculate this fat loss fee every day and even during the day and force a payment. So pretty much the DTCC is covering their patooties and are going to liquidate the member themselves when Shisa hits the fan. AKA the DTCC will crucify Shitadel the day this pops. Note that the poster of this has only taken a blah 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 couple edits to clarify. So this is great momentum for us. There's 3 pieces of major momentum for the next week. We have the AMC news of the share recap. count. We have the DTCC posting new rules, which is in the long term really going to screw over the hedge funds' attempts. And finally, we have that fact that we have a new stimulus check that has just been passed, and I do want to be able to talk about what I think is going to happen with that stimulus check and how it is going to either revitalize or save the AMC and the AMC and GME game here. But let me see if I can find that article that I was reading. Let's see if we can read some comments here. Wallace Phrase in the chat. What's going on? Oh man. Jarek Jarzik, aka Brody's dad. People still liking meatballers. Oh yeah, Kyle Smith. Forbes article confirms gamma squeeze short squeeze. Let me try to find that. You guys were talking about that during yesterday's lo-fi. If you guys did like the lo-fi, drop some musical notes in the live chat, because we do like to vary it up. If you didn't like it at all, please do speak up. I didn't hear any negative sentiment about that lo-fi meatball cafe, so I am curious. Forbes squeeze short. You guys have that Forbes article? Send it over, because I'm going to try to find it over here on the news section of WeBull as well. AMC CEO, IMAX, blah 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 blah. AMC CEO Adam Aaron. Reddit hires the CFO who helped Snap go public. So yeah, we read that article over the weekend that AMC is a great momentum stock now, as it turns out. GME, yeah, if you do have that Forbes article, let me know. Pat the Dogie. Okay, here you go. Big pat from Meatball. Pat the Doge. Let me see if my vid is back. Jeez. Lord almighty. Well, we're just gonna have to deal with this quality video today. GameStop stonk has nothing to do with the madness of the crowds. Ooh, this is a Forbes article for sure. Oh, this is a whole Forbes article explaining the squeeze. Is this the Forbes article that we're talking about here? Send me the title of the Forbes article. Oh, I love the lo-fi meatball. Good to hear. Stimulus is going to a new watch. Oh, nice. Musical notes for the lo-fi stream. Let's see. Oh, a super. William Kreth. Is it Monday yet? It is Monday. Congratulations. You've made it all the way to Monday, and today is Monday. Oh, man. Kyle Smith. Forbes article. Yeah, Kyle, I'm looking for that title of that Forbes article, ideally. I found one Forbes article. The GameStop game stonk. Has nothing to do with the madness of the crowd. Very fun. Let's see. Old Lady Meatball. What does that mean? When will American people get their stimulus? Now, that just because it is approved. I'm not sure if there is a date on that. Guys, let me know. William Kreth says, guys, please do not invest more than you can afford to lose. Seriously, and this is always true. Always, always true. Make sure to never invest more than you guys can afford to lose. I am going to... Oh, I see. I'm going to see if this is fixing the cam. Yes, now we're cooking with Crisco. Yes. This is what we like. Okay, let's go. What's your Instagram? I'll send the notification I received this week. My Instagram is at Andrew Mo Money. That is what it is. That is what we are at. Let me see if I can pull up, for some reason, the screen cap for WeBull again. If you guys have not gotten your WeBull yet, in the description below, go ahead and grab it. It is a good place to be. We got their WeBulls here. And then let's put it in the very back. Cool. Now let's look at those charts. So we got GME and AMC halted for being after hours at the moment. Halted for being not after hours or market open or pre-market. We can call this pre-market. And there we go. So I have my order entry ready on the bottom because you guys are rising this channel. 1,200 of you watching right now. We were about 200 and change away from 56. From 35,000. Man, my brain is just swallowed today. And now we are less than 200 away subscribers wise. Let's go. So we are looking at a little bit of GME and AMC. GME is on the left this time, AMC is on the right. Something that you might have noticed is that we did a technical analysis on GME. We made it pretty clear that there was a solid 140 barrier of resistance. Now, technical resistance and support, you guys might know if you guys are friends of the show, is just previous levels a stock has been either rejected by or supported by. So GME currently is bouncing around these two prices at 100, and there's actually a soft support at 130 and 140, and then when it gets even lower, then the support levels goes to 120 and then 100. So right now GME is looking great, hugging that 140 mark. AMC is also looking great. At the buzzer at the end of the day, rose as high as $8 and change. It got as high as $8.20-ish cents, and after hours it actually got up to $8.30, and now it is trading slightly below $8. That's what it was trading at mostly all day during Friday. So AMC is likely going to be picking up the news over the weekend and seeing some major changes that way. If you guys look, there's also the RSI right here. RSI gives us a sense of relative strength index, and we have the VWAP as well, and that gives us a sense of how volume changes the momentum of the stock. Guys, everyone read that Forbes article. Kyle, what is the Forbes article name? Kyle says the madness of the crowds. Ah, here we go. Perfect. This is exactly the article I was talking about. In that case, we're going to be able to pull it up. Let me see. Okay, cool. You know what? Actually, this is fine. GameStonk has nothing to do with the madness of the crowds. Let's give this a read. A little looky-loo. Okay, almost done. Make this a little fatter. There we go. You guys excited? You guys having a good Sunday? Today we are learning. We are learning today. Learning today. Okay, here we go. Let's see. So 1,250 of you, we're going to walk through this article. Then we're going to talk about the stimulus check. Then we're going to talk about how you should be able to consider making your own technical analysis of how GME and AMC are going to be performing. And then if you guys have any other ticker symbols you want me to analyze, then we are going to work on that. You see, we are triaging the situation. Don't go anywhere. Check out this cool intro and let me know what you think. How's it going, you guys? My name is Andrew. Today is Sunday. I'm wearing a t-shirt over a collared shirt, and that's how you know I am a Silicon Valley data scientist. That is Professor Meatball. He is a doctorate from the University of Cornell, and we are going to cover something important, something mainstream. Forbes themselves are making a claim to the GameStop, not only as a saga in itself, so a four-part saga, four-part movie, three-part book, but we are also going to talk directly to the fact that they think that GameStop or GameStonk trying to appeal to the masses has nothing to do with the madness of the crowds. If you stay all the way to the end and smash that subscribe button early and that like button so that other apes can find out about this article, I would really appreciate that, because you're going to learn a ton from this video. So the GameStop and GameStonk have nothing to do with the madness of the crowds. The GameStop GME eruption has been portrayed as the product, let me make sure that you guys can still see this, the product of a wildly irrational investor behavior, a frenzy, a speculative orgy, Charlie Munger's phrase, a game played by losers who don't have any idea what they're doing, a classic case of the madness of crowds. This view is incorrect. Observers are misled by the fact that the market is obviously not rational in the finance theoretic sense of the term. Share prices no longer reflect the underlying asset value. GameStop's mediocre money-losing business is certainly not 4,000% more valuable than it was at this time last year. This does not mean a decision of the GME traders. Hold on a second. This does not mean that I'm gonna make this a little wider because that way I can see more. Okay. This view is incorrect. The observers have misled by the fact that the market is obviously not rational in the finance theoretic sense of the term. Share prices no longer reflect the underlying asset value. GameStop's mediocre money-losing business is certainly not 4,000% more valuable than it was this time last year. But this does not mean that decisions of the GME traders are irrational. The GME event is in fact the result of a process that is hyper-rational. It is based on highly accurate calculations of specific outcomes which possess a much higher degree of certainty than it is the case for normal investment decisions. There is no madness of the crowds here. It is a premeditated, predatory takedown of a cornered and defenseless counterparty. Here's how it unfolded. Okay, the standard assumptions that don't apply. The naive view of the stock market is based on two assumptions that seem self-evident. Investors buy or sell particular stocks based on the price and whether they think the share price accurately reflects the underlying value of the business, and the market is a free market. Investment decisions are fully discretionary. This is how we are taught, basically from childhood, to think about the stock market as a vast convenience store full of investment offerings, all tagged with their respective prices. We are free to wander up and down the aisle, so to speak, to study the merchandise and decide which offerings are the most attractive. We make our own decisions. No transaction is forced upon us. There are many situations where one or both of these assumptions are invalid. 1. Price-insensitive transactions. Many stock transactions are in fact executed without regard to the share price and are thus also disconnected from any consideration of the company's fundamental value. Now, this is pretty big. Remember, this is a lot about perception. Passive index tracking investment funds do not transmit information about the price value relationships of an individual components. Imagine that. In a free market, we assume that when the price gets too high, what does that mean, too high, by the way? When a price gets too high, people are going to buy less of it, and then it becomes a buyer's market. If a price becomes too low, then people are going to buy more of it, and then it becomes a seller's market. The problem with this analogy is that if this price insensitive transactions theory is true, for example, you know that GME is going to go high, and it doesn't matter where GME is, $100, $120, $140, even if the paper handlers and the retail investors start to get in at $400, that still might not be too high for them. Right? The value of the stock is disconnected from the fundamental value of the company. Passive index tracking investment funds do not transmit information about the price value relationships of the individual components. Michael Burry, the star investor of the Big Short fame, told Bloomberg News, passive investing has removed price discovery from the equities markets. The simple theses and the models that get people into sectors, factors, indexes, or ETFs and mutual funds mimicking those strategies, these do not require the security level analysis that is required for true price discovery. When we buy a share from an index tracking ETF like the SPDR, we are buying all 500 companies in the index, regardless whether they are overpriced or underpriced. When a month or a year later, we sell that share of SPDR, we are effectively selling the shares of all 500 companies at once. In the interim, some of those companies have surely done better than others, and different companies now are overpriced or underpriced. These shifts have no bearing on the decision to sell. We are selling them all indiscriminately, simply because they're in the index. If a company is added to the index, the ETF managers have to buy it, regardless of the price. If it is dropped, they must sell it, regardless of price. They have described in the process in the previous column with respect to test this run-up since November of last year. There are several important sources of price insensitive and thus value insensitive buying and selling stocks. Let us figure out exactly what are some actual concrete examples of price insensitive behavior. 1. Corporate share buybacks, notoriously insensitive to value in many cases. 2. High frequency trading and market making, focused on small eddies in the order flow that create opportunities to exploit the bid-ask spread. This is all about incentives, and especially since this is a lot of the ways that Robinhood ultimately makes money, or WeBull ultimately makes money, you have to think about it. Well, this is entirely insensitive to the price of the stock. Many forms of algorithmic and quantitative trading that exploit small temporary deviations from prevailing patterns, okay, unrelated to long-term company fundamentals. And then finally, even basic momentum trading is quasi-insensitive to the price-value relationship. Trend followers buy a company's shares because they believe the trend will continue, not because of their assessment of the price of the shares relative to the value of the business. things, and this is very important because oftentimes when we do quick and dirty ticker symbol suggestions from the chat, we ultimately do make a momentum-based decision before we get to be able to see the earnings report and dig a little deeper into the data itself, and data is king. What's up, Angel Flores? Thanks for joining us. Just woke up. JP Morgan has estimated that only 10% of the trading volume in the market today is based on the old-fashioned research-based discretionary investing. The other 90% of the trades are fully or partially price insensitive. This dilutes the price-related information which the share price supposedly contains, a precondition for a second and more brutal type of market dislocation. If you guys are just listening in, we are talking about how Forbes themselves think that GameStop is a trend that does not have anything to do with the madness of the crowds. Forced trades. The idea that all trades are entered into voluntarily, which would seem obviously true, is in fact false. There are many situations in which one side of the trade is undertaken during duress, involuntarily, and without flexibility of execution. These situations can be exploited by traders on the other side of the transaction who take advantage of the fact that their counterparties have little or no room to maneuver. A margin call is one example. Investors who have borrowed money to buy shares find themselves forced to sell at exactly the wrong moment and at a loss if their share price falls too far below its collateral value. This is just, remember, any investor, if you buy on margin, which means buying shares with money that isn't yours, either long positions or otherwise, this is exactly the same kind of risky behavior that the hedge funds had gotten into by trying to short. Shorting is essentially borrowing shares to sell, whereas buying on margin is borrowing money to buy. Forcing selling is familiar, but is there such a thing as forced buying? Yes, there are several institutions in which a market participant has very little option but to buy shares, and often at a highly disadvantageous price. Cornering these forced buyers and feasting off their distress is another one of these ancient arts of the marketplace. This is the key to understanding the GME event. If you guys are watching, this is going to be a comprehensive understanding of just mathematically, just logically, what is happening. If you still are unclear of what is the GME squeeze, what exactly is going to force a cataclysmic event in the market, then I think you should continue listening. 21st century high-tech corner. Great corners of the past in gold, silver, copper, onions, chocolate usually failed. What happened with GME is that predators, Reddit, figured out how to design a novel and extremely effective corner. They did it by combining, possibly for the first time, two different techniques. A short squeeze, an ancient, reasonably well understood and quite hard to execute, which we have covered on the channel many times. A recent innovation called a gamma squeeze, which added the leverage the Reddit swarm needed to power the corner and flip it to our advantage. So it seems like even Forbes believes that this is history making in itself. A short squeeze, which happens when there is so many shares not available in the market that the irresponsible people who borrowed sells from a future decided to borrow a share, sell it, and now has no option but to buy it back from someone at any price. Now has to face the consequences of being cornered into a buy action. A gamma squeeze is something that is not quite the same, actually. When we talk about gamma squeeze, we're talking about call options, and when you have the option to buy a share at a certain price, the institution that sold you that option might have to hedge their bets by buying up the share themselves while your strike price is still above the price of the stock. When it gets too close, they delta hedge, which means they buy the stock up ahead of time in anticipation that you were actually right in your bet, and that causes the price to move upward as well. The short squeeze. The short sellers sell borrowed shares and hold the cash. They hope for a decline in price so they can buy back those shares for less than the money they received from the short sale. If the share price rises, their position loses value because the shares would have to be bought back at a higher price, inflicting a loss on the short seller. There will be a margin call to post more collateral. If the shares rise too much, the short seller is forced to buy back, cover the short at a loss. This is the squeeze itself. This forced buying puts further upward pressure on the price, which squeezes other short sellers still holding out. When they cover at an even greater loss, their buying drives the price still higher. The squeeze can send the price soaring. This is the effect we have been waiting for. This is the effect that I just described. This scenario attracts new buyers, the longs. They buy shares that they will later sell to the desperate shorts at the top of the squeeze. The traditional short squeeze is a slugfest. The shorts do have a built-in advantage, however. As they defend their position by selling more, they gain cash. The longs have to use cash as the battle proceeds. The Porsche Volkswagen case. Yes, this is a beautiful case that is not entirely relevant. Many of you in the comment section already know this, but this is one of the great short squeezes in recent history, involved in an attempt by Porsche to take over Volkswagen. Despite the fact that Volkswagen is over 10 times larger than Porsche by sales, the smaller company was able to engineer the squeeze and acquire a majority voting interest in Volkswagen equity. The short sellers were savaged. Wow, that is pretty interesting language from the hedge funds, from Mr. Forbes themselves. Intraday trading at the height of the squeeze, October 27th to 29th, was even more extreme, with swings of nearly 100% in a few minutes. The case is extraordinary because the target's massive size. As the squeeze played out, Volkswagen became briefly the world's most valuable company. And if you guys are ready to be on the right side of history, GameStop and AMC might be as well. The Porsche strategists added a new wrinkle, secretly acquiring options on top of the shares they owned. Porsche revealed that it owned 42.6% of the stock and had acquired options for another 31.5%. The shorts scrambled to cover and the price leaped. On paper, Porsche made some 6 to 12 billion euros. To put those numbers into perspective, Porsche's revenue for the whole year was a bit over 7 billion euros. So Porsche's CEO was charged with market manipulation. Oh my God. And then the leading short seller committed suicide. Holy moly, this was a heavy lift to engineer the event. A traditional short squeeze requires a huge amount of ammunition on the buy side to corner the short sellers and force them to cover. This is what the Moon Platoon, the Space Apes, the Guerrilla Gang is currently doing. We are the ammunition, and that is why this message is so important. That's why smashing that like button is so important, to make sure this message continues to be a hard-won war, a hard-won battle, and making sure that people are educated about the exact mechanics that are going on. Some mechanics that even Forbes, a large institution, is willing to report on. Going dollar for dollar against the shorts is very hard. Porsche's move took 3 years of careful planning, which is why successful squeezes are so rare until now. The GME gamma squeeze. The game-changing maneuver is called obscurely a gamma squeeze. It is a recent invention. If you Google the term, there are fewer articles older than January of 2021. It is a clever and powerful. It also uses options to intensify the pressure on the short sellers, but in a different way. Here's a real example. It began with buying a Tesla call option. The numbers are real. On February 26th, Tesla closed at a price of about $675 a share. 2 days earlier, Tesla had closed at $742. 2 weeks earlier, it was at $816. This is around where I bought Tesla. So once again, be careful because apparently history continues to repeat itself. You buy an option to purchase a share of Tesla at $725. The option expires in 2 weeks on March 12th. The option costs $15. If Tesla's price rises above $740, $725 plus our $15 on or before March 12th, you make money. If the option expires on March 12th and the stock is still below $740, you lose $15. If Tesla's share price rises back to $816, the option is worth $76. The return on your $15 investment is over 500%. In contrast, if you had bought a share of Tesla at $675 and sold it at $816, your return would just be 21%. The risk-return relationship is asymmetrical. The downside is limited. The upside is unlimited. Let's make that clear. The upside is unlimited. This is insanity. Option economics and illustration. A Tesla $725 call option expiring March 12th. You see, however much Tesla continues to rise, that is how much profit you can take. And the premium is only going to be finite every single time. So But who sells you the call option? What does his risk contour look like? Your counterparty is almost certainly a market professional with experience in pricing and selling options. The structure of his risk is in inverse of yours. His upside is limited to the value of the premium here. The downside is unlimited. If he writes a naked call option and the price rises, he is on the hook to deliver at the strike price. He will have to buy in the open market at 8.16. He would lose a net of $76, and this is the crux of this chart here. Now, I know you guys, charts are art, which is something that I have to make it clear to you guys. Profit loss calculation for a 2-week call option on Tesla. What we have here is the call buyer's P&L. That's most likely you. If you have ever been participating in a gamma squeeze against the institutions, this is your possible profit and loss. And over here on the y-axis is how much we are going to be able to make or lose. You see, at the very beginning, we have a possibility of losing $15 just straight up, but we'll never ever lose more than $15 because we don't have to buy the stock. This is why it's called an option. Now, on the other side, they stand to gain $15 until we hit that strike price, in which case they make nothing. And then they can, if they would naked, as in they did not buy the share ahead of time, they are now going to be in a very bad way, infinitely on the hook based on how high the stock, the price of the stock goes. Now here is where the delta hedging can happen, because right before we hit that strike price and the call seller's P&L, the person that sold you that option, they have the possibility of making immensely big losses for themselves. So they buy the stock ahead of time, and that is why we keep on this live stream. You guys might have noticed I say we have to get above this price, and then we have to get above this price. That is so that these strike prices become in the money, and when they are approaching to be in the money, delta hedging could occur, which means that they try to buy the stock before it hits that price. Okay. Consider the difference this makes in the psychology of the buyer and the seller of the option. The buyer can view this as a simple wager. He may lose at most $15, but he can win many times that amount. The seller can only make $15, but stands to lose heavily if the stock moves up. In effect, he has also assumed the same risk as a short seller. Given recent history of Tesla, this is not a risk that a professional would accept. He has to hedge it. He has to hedge it somehow, and this is what we were explaining with delta. The risk can be hedged in many ways, most of them too complicated to explain here. The simplest is for the seller to buy a share of Tesla at $6.75 when he writes the option. This is a covered call, the opposite of a naked call. His risk of big up move is eliminated, and he now has the risk of a downside move, but he can ignore this for now. This transaction is not quite forced. The seller could take, so this is a covered call, so we saw a naked call before, and now we saw a covered call. So the difference here is that the call seller's P&L, right, it is no longer, it goes to a negative infinity, but the call seller's P&L with a naked call is the one that goes to negative infinity. This transaction is not quite forced. The seller could take the risk and go naked. He could, hold on, let me scroll. There we go. He could find other ways to hand off the risk by buying or selling other sorts of options. But in most cases, writing a call option will trigger someone somewhere to purchase of a share of the underlying stock as a hedge. And this is kind of where hedge funds come from. This gives us the nomenclature at the very least. The key to the gamma squeeze is this. Call options are a much cheaper way to apply the pressure on the shorts. In this example, the option costs just 2% of the cost of buying a full share of Tesla. This tilts the game dramatically in favor of the orchestrators of the squeeze. With just 2 cents of an at-risk investment, they can force the shorts to take on $1 of new risk. So even with the shorts liquidity advantage, this is now a different battle. It opens the game up to the retail swarms that mobilized around GME on Reddit. They targeted the huge exposed short positions in GameStop, well over 100% of the company's outstanding float, where before it required major financial muscle to even attempt a corner or a short squeeze. Now huge numbers of small traders can join the game. The tipping point is quickly overrun. The shorts are forced to cover. The strategy is hyper rational because the degree of certainty is very high. Betting on the share price movements based on the ordinary ebb and flow of information in the market is much less certain than betting that buyers who are forced to buy will in fact buy. And if the gamma squeezing trader can position so that forced buyers have to buy from him, That's money in the bank. And that is why we are saying, if you believe this saying, hodl, right? If you guys are holding, that is basically forcing someone in the future to buy from you. And that is money in the bank if a squeeze successfully happens. This is not financial advice, of course. This is just the theory itself. GameStop is the first prominent example of this novel tactic. The market's understanding of this phenomenon is still incomplete. It is not clear how much leverage the gamma squeeze adds quantitatively, or how repeatable it is, or how stable. Could it break down just as easily with a counter surge of put options? Well, which could exploit this new downside risk implicit in the covered call. Frankly, this writer doesn't even know, but it seems like that attempts to execute this technique are growing. The daily volume on options trading in the US has doubled in the last 2 years. The strongest increase has come from retail traders just like you. The new squeeze technique constitutes a dramatic example of a more general phenomenon, the structural disconnection of investment decisions from traditional price and value concepts, which can create situations involving coercive asymmetry in certain trading relationships. This just means that there is no longer a free market when it comes to trying to build this asynchronous way of building value and speculating value. Suddenly there is a very big gap over what I want to buy at a certain time and what I promise that I will buy or sell at a certain time. When buying or selling can be forced, it can alter investor psychology and lead to market dislocations that may be severe. And that's it. And that is it. I hope you guys had a good big brain explosion on your Sunday just now, because this is important. The way that this article is structured is one from the institutions, the big like news reporting, the big organization's point of view. Forbes is a big player in the financial market, so their perception of everything matters. This is why we go and wait for the FINRA report. This is why we go and learn about these financial maneuvers, because perception is king. So now I'm going to ask you to perceive. What do you think? Every comment that you write on this video is going to change someone else's perception. Every comment you guys leave in the live chat is going to change someone's perception. So we are here to continue the message that GME is not going anywhere. That GME is continuing to be a force very much making history, and AMC is also in tow. We have to bring these two stocks into the limelight, and that is why we are here to tell you, without financial advice, exactly the mechanics of what's going on. If this video was helpful to you, share it with someone else, because this was probably the most comprehensive overview of the mechanics from a big institutional player. If you guys like this video, make sure to like it. If you guys wanted to keep on learning and investing in yourself, the best way is to drop your meatball sub and join the Moon Platoon down below. I'll see you guys in just a second. I want to show all of these people that have helped out the show, people over there with the Meatball the Professor tier, and people over here with the Meatball the Space Legend tier. For now, but not for forever, I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you guys on the moon. Okie dokie. Oh my goodness, my voice. Whew. Yeah, the new DTCC rules, we did cover that in the beginning of the live chat. Almost 2,000 of you. How is it going, guys? How is it hanging? We are just hanging out here. We are just learning about some of the DD that we should read up on before Monday. What do you guys think? Is Sunday or Monday a better time to learn about stocks? Like, when does your brain feel more focused? And while you guys answer that in the live chat, I'm going to get a new ice pack for my computer. Whatever you guys answer, I want to see some scissors in the chat. Let's cut those paper hands out of the gloried land of the squeeze Tendy Town that we have been waiting for. Okay. Let's see. Am I lagging? Because this is just a phenomenon that happens when my computer gets way too hot. If you guys like spending some time with me and Meatball on your Sunday, I really do appreciate you guys coming out and chilling with us. We are coming here. Okay, so MM says check Instagram DM. It contains information for all of us. Let me go check that out. Instagram. Love from the UK says never ending carrot. Thank you. That's an awesome username, by the way. Tony Tran says Sunday. Let's see. JL says, I feel like Forbes is sort of vilifying Wall Street Bets by using words like predatory. Yeah, they did call us predators, cornering defenseless parties or whatever it is they said. Jason says, Sunday. Can Fabio Sunday? Well, technically, you guys are biased because you guys are already here and it is Sunday. I prefer the weekends. Let's see. Monday. Well, I didn't give you Monday or Sunday. I gave you Sunday or Saturday, right? Either way, we're going to be talking on Monday for sure. Okay, so... Ooh, this is cool. So who was the one that sent me a message just now? iChuck Clouds? Oh, here we go. iChuck Clouds. Good news. Important updates from the BMO investor line. What? Oh, this is pretty big. Okay, so let's see if we can get this on here. So this is from iChuck Louds. Is that supposed to be? Did I just say something I didn't want to say? But iChuck Louds says there is important updates from BMO investor line. It says, in light of the recent market volatility, there has been increased risks of trading, and we are looking at options trading specifically here. No naked or uncovered options trading for the following stocks. Naked is in here, GME is in here, AMC is in here. So you can no longer do a non-covered options trade, according to the BMO investor line. So thank you so much for bringing that to my attention. If you guys did want to send me a dog or send me a something on the internet, Instagram is a great way to be able to send that. So send it to Andrew Mo Money. Wallace Frey, the man. Sundays, except for the one I have 3 grandkids hanging on to me. Oh my goodness. Yes, new Dtcc Rules forces shorts to cover daily. That is pretty huge. And we'll be covering that in far greater detail about exactly how this changes the market. Of course, early in the live stream, we already covered the DTCC change. Kyle Smith says, thank you for covering the article. Of course, thank you for recommending it. Sunday. J. Alfredo Cervantes got some apes in the chat. We got some scissors in the chat. Meatball needs a treat. You got 569 likes. That's because we are having such a great team of people hitting that like button. Even though it's Sunday, we are keeping this energy level up. We are trying to make it clear that you guys have a lot to learn on this Sunday. Joseph M. Oh, Catalyst X says, hey, always love to see how you're sharing GME DD, of course. Let's see. This article, it doesn't affect any of us. Everyone here is always going against the establishment. Let's see. How does Meatball get to his station? Does he have stairs? Meatball, do you have the stairs back there? Got a little cute little stairs. One day we'll do a behind the scenes of exactly how Meatball gets up here. Oh man. Sunday for learning, Monday for earning. Oof. Yes, Waldo. Lois Smith Sundays because it gives us perspective on everything that's coming out over the weekend. I like that. Oh man, I did say Monday. I'm sorry. I meant to say Sunday or Saturday. But apparently people have opted into Sunday instead of Monday. So that's interesting. Did I miss the Ryan Cohen stuff? Ryan Cohen. Let's see if he has done some stuff on Twitter. Pedro Reyes, Mo brother, have you commented on Steam and GME? No, what is that? What is going on with Steam and GME? GME and Steam. Let me know if there's some news that I need to cover here. Catalyst says, oh no, he's gonna have to abandon his dream of creating GME memes. Go ahead and check out Catalyst X's K-pop video. He is making some great memes. FPK Blast says, pet the Meatball. Here you go, Meatball. There's a little pet for you. XLM and Litecoin going off soon. Okay, we can talk about crypto as well. What do you think the price movement will be on March 11th after AMC recount? I think that there is going to be a serious amount of buying action if the shorts that are naked need to be covered by whatever price the market has to cover it by, right? That is going to be pretty huge. Titus says, I got no sleep last night. Just think about the stock. Oof, that's beautiful. Poet. Take my like and give that pupper a treat. Yes. Let's see. Natsu Akemi. Apparently, GME and I and Cohen recently followed Steam on Twitter. That's right. That's right. So Steam, Ryan Cohen has followed Steam. I don't know why they're just. I don't know why they're like hurting themselves, honestly, with all this like SEC investigatable behavior. But first the ice cream cone, then the dog, and now following Steam. Oh man, jeez. Young Choi, Meatball looking like that drunk uncle at a family gathering and chilling in the corner because he is super faded. Oh, Meatball, is that true? Is that true? He just likes tacos. He loves tacos. I heart tacos. Oh yes, so Ryan Cohen did start following Stream. FY, he follows very few accounts, very clear. Oh man. P-Bibs, when will the short squeeze take place? It seems like there's been some incredibly important actions that have happened, including the fact that we have 21 hours ago an update from FINRA. So let's actually read that. What we got here? Okay, let's read this one. There we go. GME chart. Change this to GME. So GME total shares owned is 145 million plus according to FINRA. That's more than 2.2x the available shares issued by GME. Okay, so let's look at this. It's pretty good. Ape stonk. Okay, so let me make a like pretty comprehensive update video. GME institutional ownership for popular companies to GME. And this is the DTCC rule. Second, proposed 4A would allow NSCC to call for an additional SLD on intraday basis. Let's see, intraday basis on any business day if a supplemental liquidity providers increased activity. Blah blah blah. This is pretty. This is a lot of lawyer mumble jumble. I am not a lawyer. I'm also not a financial advisor. But under this proposed change, NSCC would have the ability to make an intraday supplemental liquidity call on any business day. So essentially, this is, correct me if I'm wrong, asking them on a daily basis to cover their naked shorts. But is already on the BMO do not short naked list, right? So this is why we're trying to figure out exactly what is happening so you guys don't get any wrong information. Let's see. Howard Rourke, the hedge funds and Robinhood will tell you the secret. Break the law. The fines are less than the profits you make. That is 100% true. So that's 100% true. How much stock does Cohen have? I think a huge amount. Like, he would be the richest man on earth if GameStop squeezes. That's how much. Oh, 13% says big things happening. Oh, don't forget changing AMC for Jamie Char when doing a GME video. Thank you. Why didn't that change? I thought it was going to change. GME. Come on. Okay, fine. You go to AMC first. And this one is now GME. Thank you. Beautiful. Okay. Let's just call the Princess Dilemma. No ape left behind. Guys, let's get some gorillas in the chat. Let's get some moons in the chat. Let's get some scissors in the chat because we are trying to make this video happen. GME total shares owned is 145 million. DTCC has imposed new rules. Actually, hold on a second. I just want to make sure I understand what this DTCC is actually saying. Is expecting the blast radius to come and knocking the door. This is the big part of the last dance. Hedge funds paying big bonuses. DTCC covering their butts. Imagine missing out on GME at this rate. Oof. Oofy doofy. Brr. Too long didn't read for a smooth brain ape. Normally, hedgies have 21 days to cough up the shares they shorted, allowing them time to readjust. This way, they can limit their losses with enough moves, ladder attacks, and they can even regain their in the money, lowering the stock price. However, DTCC wants the shortens to cough up the money day of. No more fake numbers that influences the actual stock value. This is a way to make sure that short squeezes don't happen by allowing for severe short tactics to go out of hand. Wait, this is exactly what we've been asking for this whole time. This is exactly what we've been asking for. They finally made it happen. Thank you. Okay, so I'm gonna make this readable. Maybe. Okay. Let's see. The bold of this post is practically a 2-sentence, too long, didn't read. Okay. So let us make sure that we get this DTCC rules out here. We got balloons, we got scissors, we got Meatball. You can't be asleep. Come on, get hyped up. You wanna go for a walk? You wanna go for a walk? You wanna go? You wanna go for a run? Yeah. Yeah, get hyped, Meatball. All right, let's get going. Watch this intro, have a good time, and I will see you in about 5 seconds. What is happening, guys? How is it hanging? Happy Sunday. We are just making sure you guys have the information that you need because GME is on the run. We have this GME specific report. We also cover non-GME, non-AMC stocks, but we do like to make sure that they get their time in the limelight. If you guys like this video, go ahead, early on, go ahead and short me a like, smash of that like button because I am looking to sell and I do not have one. Please, please let me borrow your like button. There you go. That's a pretty fine definition of shorting. We have some pretty important DD to cover. Right now, the markets are closed, and we have GME total shares owned is 145 million plus, according to FINRA. That's more than 2.2 times the available shares issued by GME. We also have some important DTCC documentations that is posing brand new rules that is going to be huge for this coming day. We even have the specific wording from the DTCC website, and then finally we have we have a comparing institutional ownership for popular companies to GME and how GME is an outlier. Do not go anywhere. Watch until the end. And for once in your lives, invest in yourselves by smashing that subscribe button and that notification button early. Okay, so let's get going. So the first thing I want to cover is the new DTCC rules. This is in no way financial advice. Of course, I'm not a financial advisor, neither is this person, but the new rule changes basically means that DTCC can now calculate a fat loss fee every day and even during the day and force a payment. And this forces payments, especially on shorts that are not covered. So pretty much the DTCC is covering their butts and is going to liquidate the member themselves when the shisa hits the fan. The AKA the DTCC will crucify Citadel the day this pops. All right, the even more smooth-brained conversation is in the comment section, and I found this pretty fantastic explanation down here. Too long didn't read for a smooth-brained ape. Let me make this a little bigger so you guys can see. Too long didn't read for a smooth-brained ape. Normally, hedgies have 21 days to cough up the shares. Hold on, let me make this bigger. There we go. Normally, hedgies have 21 days to cough up the shares that they shorted, allowing them time to readjust their positions and calls. This way, they can even limit their losses from the previous FUG. You see how they can end up accidentally being in the money, and then they could actually maybe change the way that the stock market works, especially with more shorting, especially with other devious tactics that we've seen institutions do before. 21 days is a ton of time for them to fix their mistake. However, the DTCC now wants the shorters to cough up the money on the day of. No more fake numbers that influences the actual stock value. This is a way to make sure these short squeezes don't happen by not allowing for severe short tactics to go out of hand. A few billion loss doesn't hurt, but what the GME shorters are doing is going to cost trillions. The more the shorters postpone their settling their shorts, the more it costs the brokers and investors of these hedge funds, most being pension owners with 401k. They're hurting your grandparents. They were hurting your parents back in 2008, and now they're hurting your grandparents specifically right now. Basically, unlikely chance another GME will happen. This is why you buy and hold. This is a one-time event, at least for now. This is perhaps the last time that this could possibly happen, right? And if you haven't been convinced that GME is an outlier quite yet, let us read the actual verbiage from the website, from the documentation. Second proposed rule 4A would allow NSCC to call for additional SLD on an intraday basis on any business day if a supplemental liquidity providers increased activity levels causes NSCC's daily liquidity need to be exceed NSCC's qualifying liquid sources, and NSCC determines in its sole discretion that it is appropriate to require an additional intraday SLD from the supplemental liquidity provider in order to mitigate those additional liquidity exposures. Aren't you glad that we figured out the layman's terminology before we talked about the actual legal mumbo jumbo? I'm not a lawyer, but the main gist of it is they get to decide exactly when they make these intraday calls, and if they do, you now no longer are able to have that 21-day gap where you can change up the story and continue to make institutions will continue to abuse this rule to short attack the price, or perhaps just continue to regularly use the dirty tactics that they've done before. This makes it much harder. Under this proposed change, an SEC would have the ability to make an intraday supplemental liquidity call on any business day. So this is now by a day-by-day basis instead of 21 days. All right, so we also need to be able to understand what GME total shares owned is. It is now 145 million plus, according to FINRA. That's more than 2.2 times the available shares issued by GameStop. How could people possibly own more shares than exist? Well, we've covered this a couple of times. In fact, it's one of my very first videos that I put up on the channel, and that is why I want to be able to cover it today with you guys. Below, this is an update on the short float and short percent of shares outstanding based on the total shares owned by institutions and insiders based on FINRA. DD is slightly wrong. Number of shares owned by institutions is currently 140,700,000. Above is the total number of shares owned by all institutions. If you calculate the top 10 institutions, you get 89 million and change. They just checked the 13F filings, and FINRA ownership summary is duplicating the shareholders 13F amended filings. Sorry, guys, I have to get ready. It's my birthday today in New Zealand. Well, happy birthday, Mr. Happy Chappy Rose. Total number of shares owned by insiders is 4.5 million, and the total shares outstanding is 145 million. This is the total number of shares owned by institutions and insiders. The total shares float is only 62.5 million. So what is going on here? Well, they've checked out other websites' balance sheets for GME, and they all slightly differ, so rolling with the most popular company. There are also total number of shares issued by GameStop based on their balance sheets. Notice that the share issued and ordinary shares number are the same. This means that 65.2 million shares are available to the public, right? And total shorted shares, 80 million. This is the total shares owned by institutions minus the total shares float. This means that 55% out of 145 million shares are shorted. Total percent shares of shares outstanding is 55%. Total percent of float is 122%. This is total shorted shares divided by total shares float times 100, and the short ratio of 50-day is 1.96. This is the expected days to cover short positions, close out a company's outstanding shares that have been shorted. 79, basically 80 million shares need to be covered, and it can take up to 13 consecutive settlement days before broker dealers are prohibited from accepting short sale orders. So their speculation, don't take it as financial advice. This increase in the shorted shares since last month is because they're shorting GME to prevent an FTDs, a failure to deliver. This is the first time I've ever seen it spelled this way. For the first bunch of shorted shares, they're selling our shares back to us to cover the original shares they owe us until either we give up or we stop buying and allow the FTDs to come into action and they start having to buy them back. Let's say they borrowed your share and sell it to another retail investor for the current share price of $100, and then they buy a share for $100 too, and then give it back to you. They are essentially increasing the share volume and covering their earlier shorts without paying a dime, so it doesn't cause an FTD. They could technically do this infinitely unless the government regulations intervenes. It doesn't matter if the price drops. Just hold your shares. You don't need to buy. You just need to hold or place a sell order for whatever amount you want to sell, $1,000 plus. $100,000 plus, whatever you want. We have actually covered a couple of different ways on a previous live stream on how to make sure you don't miss the squeeze, but also that you don't miss the highest point of the squeeze. The share price may drop even if they continue doing ladder attacks, but the moment they start buying from the actual shareholders again, the price will rise extremely fast. If we all want to sell at $1,000, then it will rise to $1,000 immediately. It's just whatever an actual shareholder wants to sell at, and proof is in the pudding that majority only want to buy or hold. You can buy or not buy. It doesn't matter either way. We still choose our selling price. If we stop buying, then FTD kicks in and they have to buy back shares at whatever price we want. If we keep buying, then that also is good because just means it's a longer game. The pressure is going to be worse for them unless the government or DTCC intervenes and forces them to close. And we just read news about that as well. Worst case scenario for this whole thing is if hedgies go bankrupt from this or FTDs and fined, then we still get our money from clearing party broker. Basically, we are win-win. Set your desired sell price. Too long didn't read. Ape stonk. Shares are heavily shorted and increasing. If you sell at a loss, you're defo a paper hand. Do your DD. FINRA needs to write their data inputs properly. Good luck at the casino. And again, this is the most glorious casino that there possibly is. I've got a dragon on my shirt, which means you guys know how important it is that we're facing off the final boss. March 19th is coming. Whether or not something happens then does not matter. You guys be prepared to batten down the hatches because new regulations, new news, and now you are fully prepared to go off to war. None of this is financial advice. I hope you found this educational, and most importantly, I hope for Professor Meatball's sake that you would boop his nose with a little like button smash and continue on hitting that notification bell after the subscribe button so that you guys can continue learning about stocks and investing in yourself without missing a single live stream. Now, I also want to shout out people who have hit that join button or join on Patreon. These are the people over here on the Meatball the Professor tier, and these are the people that are the Meatball the Space Legend tier. I appreciate every one of them for being able to continue supporting the stream, as well as Meatball the Puppy tiers, which are also the intern tiers over on Patreon. Thank you guys for your support, and for now, but not for forever, I hope you have a great day, and I will see you in the casino. See you in space. Okay, 1,700 of you. How's it going, guys? Oh my goodness, my voice. Ooh, Corgi, says Jerry Morosi. Corgi. Angel Flores. Can hedge funds just file for bankruptcy, or how will this play out if they're unable to buy back their positions? They can, but that's when insurance kicks in. This has been an answer that Mr. Josh Hey It's Pixel has covered as well. It's 1,700 of you. Don't go anywhere. We are still talking about some DD in the near future. I do want to make sure that check my texts. I want to be able to ensure that I am I'm focusing up on whatever you guys are sending me. We have Flying Ape 42069. What kind of gel do you use? I use Uno Matte. Is the only gel for me. Honestly, is the only gel that exists. Period. Oh man, this is top tier DD taking us to the moon. Just got here. Thank you, Sierran. Oh boy, never ending carrot. GME is a once in a lifetime opportunity. Certainly is. Oh man, Matthew Perry sold his GME for a small loss. Paper hands, unfortunatamente. People are getting worried. You cannot blame them for not wanting to go to the moon because there's no air in space. They just want to breathe, my mans. We got Velvet Cobra says I sent a picture of my cat. I wanted to show him. His name is Ash. Oh boy, thank you, Rauvis, for the Nokia. I'm assuming that's the currency we have here. Hello from Latvia. Thank you so much. In Latvia, we do not have only potato. We have delicious live streams on Sundays. Appreciate you guys coming in. Betigo Black. I'm a simple ape. For some reason, I thought that was single. I'm a single ape. What's DD? DD is due diligence. That is it. Velvet Cobra, can you show Cat Ash? I sent it to you. I normally have to be asked nicely, but today I'm feeling generous, so I will show your cat. Hopefully, let me see. Which one of these is the cat? I don't see a cat. But I will accept this message from Mr. Shroom666. They have two greyhounds, Benji and Dice. So I'm gonna share this with him and saying, showing your dogs now. Showing dogs now. And we also let's look at Benji and Dice. Actually, let's pull up WeBull, I guess. Okay, WeBull. And then Benji and Dice. There we go. Very cute. This is Benji and Dice. I can only see one dog. Oh no, I see two dogs. So that's Benji and Dice right there. And then Andrew, massive news. This is about DTCC again. essentially this means that DTCC can now calculate this fat loss fee every day and even during the day and force a payment. So pretty much the DTCC is covering their patooties and going to liquidate the member. This is just literally from the article. So thank you so much for sending that over. We just covered it, and now the loop has changed. The loop is closed. I chuck louds. Here's the cat. Here we go. Okay, let me show this cat. I chuck louds. Thank you so much for sending this little kitty cat over my way. Let's look at this cat. Boom. This is a Scottish fold. Scottish fold. Very cute. Aww. Adorable. Adorable cat. Okay. Hey you guys, how's your weekends going? I'm wondering what you guys are planning to do today, so let me know. Let me know. What are you guys planning to do on your Sunday? You can't touch the stock market right now. So what are you guys gonna do? You guys take your Sundays off? You guys have to work on Sunday? What are you guys doing today? Because I'm certainly working right now. Let's see. Can you cover AMC's announcement about counting shares? Yes, I certainly did. I did in the very beginning of the live stream. I can do it again in just a sec. Rachel Gates Smith, I feel like a lot of you are at least a generation younger than me. I'm curious if you still have faith in capitalism. Yes, do we still like capitalism? Put some. How about this? That's a weird question, but put some balloons in the chat if you like capitalism, and then put some scissors in the chat if you don't want capitalism anymore. If you don't believe in capitalism anymore, put some scissors, put some balloons in the chat if you like capitalism. Howard Rourke, meathead number 42069, reporting for duty, sir. Soldiers unite. Thank you so much, Mr. For the super. Give me a treat for that. Thank you so much for 700 likes. I know it's a weekend. I know the energy level isn't as high as it could be, but let's get those like counters up, baby. Let's get those like counters up. All right. Okay, I'm working in the chicken coop, says Brendan McNamara, and the greenhouses. That's very cool. Chillaxing, says Joe H. Study more chillaxing. Jason has Sundays off. Jonathan is working the chef life. There's a lot of chefs out there, actually. What are we watching? Says, at the moment, I'm just eating a nanner. Ooh, real guerrilla activity here. Calculating how much GME to buy on Monday. Gaming all day, wishing it was Monday, GME all the way. So we got some, now we look at how many people believe in capitalism. We got Dale and Natsu with scissors, that's against capitalism. Anthony is 4, John is 4, Teal is 4, Adam is 4, Big Things Happening and Luke Baker are against. Zbop and Tyler Burden are 4, Tom Fry is 4, Pedantic Raver and Yabai is against. Hold on. Okay, here we go, balloons. I like people to love each other. What system does that? Probably, which one is that actually? Nice, 70s, the even greater credit. Scissors and balloons fighting each other in the chat. What have we done? We've created just anarchy, and this is how the world burns. Oh man, this is crazy. Balloons. I like how Howard has not found the balloon emoji. He just says balloons. Kyle, I'm going to show your comment here. Oh boy, balloons and scissors. All right, balloon. You cannot demand each state to control supply and demand, so that's balloon. Balloon. We got some balloons, we got some scissors, mostly balloons though, and we got some hearts. There we go. So we have been on the journey this entire time on to 35,000 subs. Let's take a look at where we are right now. We are at 34,888. That's an auspicious number. We are 112 subscribers away. So if you are a part of the 1,600 watching and you haven't yet subbed, look on the top left corner of your screen. Brendan over there is going to buy $4,000 of GME. I am going to buy $1,000 of GME, and I want to do it pre-market before GME starts to pop off on Monday because of all this crazy shenanigans. I want to be able to buy. I feel like I'm tempted to just wake up at like 1 a.m. my time and get in on pre-market. So that is what we need to do. We just need 112 more subscribers, and we are going to be in it to win it. So guys, come on, get this channel up to 35,000 subscribers. I already mentioned in the beginning of this live stream that the next milestone is going to be the good old 42069. If we get to 42,069 subscribers, then I am going to buy $1,000 of both AMC and GME, and that's one of the community rewards that you guys liked, and that's the one that I'm going to do. Just subbed. People are subbing. Let's do this. Let's get this bread, guys. Sub, says Zainab Austin. Let's get going. And then now that we got some scissors and balloons from Hero to Hero and from Brandon McNamara, let us go back to the idea of what do you guys want this channel to be named, and then we're going to go back to more DD. What do you guys want this channel to be named? Currently, the big winner is the Moon Platoon. I love it. You guys can be the Moon Platoon overall, but I'm under the hypothesis that you guys are like Mo Monkeys. So what's going to happen here is, let me share this. Oh, by the way, I thought that this poll was broken for the longest time. It was Moon Platoon at 50% no matter what, and that was crazy. Thank you so much for the Super John Fields. Did you buy the AMC from Trey's challenge? I am waiting for Trey to get up to 150,000. Let's actually look and see if he is up there. Trey's trades needs to get to 150,000. He's at 2,000. He's at 148,000 right now. So he's 2,000 away. So go ahead, get on over to Trey. Honestly, at this rate, I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna buy. We are 112 subscribers away. Let's get this bread, you guys. Let's make this dough. What is this fan base called? We got the Moon Platoon, the Mo Mafia, which is losing at 11%. We got the Moguls or Moguls, which I thought people liked, but apparently they only have like 6% of the population. And then we have other, and we got a lot of interesting others right now. So let's see if you guys any of these resonate with you. Go ahead and drop a comment in the live chat to see what people like. People like the Meatball Army. Of course, you guys are always gonna be the Meatball Army, but the official name we're trying to work right now is the Moon Platoon, currently winning. John says, I will sub if you answer my question. Should we sell limit, or how does that work? We just covered a big article about putting sell limits on, but if you do put sell limits on, that is just going to cut off everyone else who has a higher sell limit. So you are just playing into the prisoner's dilemma. So I don't have a sell limit on. You don't have to do anything I do, but that's currently how I have it. Right? I'm gonna sell when I think it's the squeeze has been holding tight for like a day or two. If it's holding tight for a day or two, you're gonna be here watching the live streams. I'll tell you when I think the squeeze has already squoze. Okay, people are putting their ideas in the chat. Andrew Knotts, I like that. Go ahead and send me what you guys think this should be. Let me know if any of these resonate with you. We got Bruce Wayne in the house. He's talking about Mo money, Mo problems. Meatballers, of course, was the very beginning. You guys are always going to be meatballers if you guys like that. Meatball Army, of course, are the two options that you guys are always going to be. We got Team Rocket. You can't change my mind. Okay. The Moon Platoon is cool. We got Meatballs and Moon Platoon. We got Mo Moonies. Oh, Mo Moonies, like money. Gosu says Moon Platoon fits with the mantra, but I will always be a Mo Monkey. So that's why currently what we're gonna work with is you guys are gonna be one Mo Monkey if it's just one of you. But if you if someone subscribes, I'll say thanks for getting your meatball sub. You have just become a Mo Monkey, and then you join the Moon Platoon. So that's what I think. Moon Platoon sounds really nice and it rhymes. Mo Fomos, proud members of the Mo family. Okay, like that. We got some ticker symbol suggestions from Lois Smith. I'll look at NVOS in just a second. We got Balloon, Moon Baboon Platoon. The Moon Baboon Platoon. Okay, kind of cool. Let's see. Rachel says, at its core, remember, she was the one that instigated the whole capitalism or not. They think that, Rachel thinks that capitalism is a beautiful thing. Still, a lot of people have joined the GME movement at a stance against current state of market capitalism being manipulated by the 1%, hence having a loss of faith at capitalism. Okay, so yeah, people asking about AMC. Eric, I'm about to cover AMC right after this. Currently, everyone is talking about what they want as the a fan name of the show. Moon Baboons. Moon Baboons. Moon Platoon. Not bad. Jillian says they like Mo Mafia better than Mo Monkey. Yeah, I kind of like that too. Honestly, if I start a video from now on, it's gonna be like, welcome, hey Moon Platoon, Mo Mafia, Mo Monkeys. I'm just gonna like list them all out, and for the next week, whatever sticks will stick. We can't do Moon Gang. That's been taken to max beats, unfortunately. We let's see, Mo Optimus, Prime Apes, Ken Fabio, Ken. Just watch for Baby Meatball, but the stock advice is a nice bonus. You hear that, Baby Meatball? Thank you for the super all boogie. Someone put Meatball Mafia. That's my pick. That's a nice one too. Let's see. We got Platoon is matching to the Moon Captain. Meatballers on an increase of frequency. So this is not my idea, but Mo Meatball is fine. Moon Platoon, so we can still be apes. Mo Monkeys in the Moon Platoon. This guy gets it. Mo DeLoreans. We got Meat Bowlers, Moon Platoon, Diamond Brains. We got Mo Maniacs. I thought we were the meatball subs. You get your meatball sub in the description down below. You go get your meatball sub right now, and then subscribe to this channel. Mothers, no, that's a really good one. Honestly, I think Mothers is my fan. Is my pick right now. More Jimmies, Meatheads. Let's do Meatball Army. Meatheads is actually starting to become interesting. Kind of like that. How can the squeeze occur with additional 500 million shares added? Ooh. Let's talk about that in just a second. AMC is on the chopping block. Let's see. After we're all rich, says Sebastian, when GME moons and we're like, hell yeah, capitalism works. Don't change anything. Fair. Someone is a fan of dramatic irony. Ken Fabio is in the chat after his Mo Optimus Prime Apes joke. Is it a joke or is it just a severe lapse of judgment? Just joking. What's up, Kevin? Thank you so much for the $50 super. I appreciate that. We got Elias in the house. Why would the share price stay high when almost everyone knows that the squeeze squoze? Every retail investor should probably sell all shares. Elias, we know for a fact that the shorts have not been covered. This is the FINRA report that comes out day in after day out, and we have an additional FINRA update that we just had that said a lot of the percentage of the shorts have not been covered. So first of all, if we were talking about the short squeeze, that is still a thing that has yet to be resolved. Now that said, will it squeeze or will it slowly trickle at this price that it currently is, covering slowly over time? Well, with the new DTCC regulation, we are looking at a once in a lifetime situation with GME right now. So who's to say? But big things are changing. The other half of it is that gamma squeezes were the squeezes that you were referring to, and gamma squeezes not only happened once in January, but it happened with a mini gamma squeeze earlier. That's how we got up to a 300% increase in price, and we still have not finished gamma squeezing because gamma squeezes are all about call options, and call options can be exercised every single week, has a new deadline, and that is what we are currently looking at. So Elias, hopefully that answers your question. Squeeze has not been squeezed yet. Will it squeeze? Who's to say? But the short squeeze specifically has not been squeezed yet. This was not financial advice. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Tyler Durden wants to look at GWAC. So we got GWAC and NVOS on the chopping block. We got lots of stuff to talk about. Let's talk about AMC first. We just got like up to 100 more subs as I was talking, so I thank you guys so much for that. It's Jiwoo Ya in the chat. Jiwoo Ya! Let's go. Luis R. Martinez says, if you buy 1,000 AMC, I am also. GME too. Hell yeah. You see that? We are rallying the people. Of course, this is not meant to rally the people. Do not try and follow my financial advice because I am not giving any. Oh, let's see. You know you made it when the bots start donating to talk down the stock. I think Mr. Who was the one that asked? Elias is just curious. So it's important to separate people who are just curious with people who are actual bots. Okay, so AMC. AMC, read if you are confused. And perhaps we are, which is why we are going to read this article. So let me change this to AMC for a hot sec. Sweet. So, the CEO of AMC has filed the SEC for a shareholder meeting wanting common Class A stock owners to vote for adding 500 million new common stocks to the market as a way to provide more money to the business. This is by far the best thing that can happen to people who hold AMC right now, and truly believe this is the final punch in the hedge fund's stomach to get them to realize that they have lost the battle. Listen to why. Because of the announced upcoming vote, every single AMC share has to be accounted for and has to have an owner's name and email address standing behind them to at least the latest, the March 11th. So now we have another date. Oh, Elias, he says that he is balls deep in GME, just wants to be somewhat critical. There you go, see? He wants to be critical. It's important to have a critical eye, otherwise we're just in a constant confirmation bias loop. So thank you, Elias, for another super, and thank you, Kevin. Kevin, if you have any questions, let me know, because I appreciate that big old fat stack super chat. By the way, speaking of fat stacks, I am going to be making a video about data visualization soon. It's going to be with all of these Benjis here. You see this? What if I just rip it? I wouldn't do that, but this is a fake $100 bill. If you guys are wondering how much $100 bills I have, oh man, these three packages are full of these fat stacks, $10,000 each. I'm going to be visualizing data about exactly how much money Tesla has lost, how much money the Melvin Capital has lost, and how much money GME has gained. That might be hard. That might be a hard one. So I'm going to try my best to visualize that in an upcoming video. So if you guys like cool videos with lots of money, let me know. Let me know, because I want to be able to make that video ASAP for you, and then put out an affiliate link for this company that sells these fake bills. If you guys like that idea, if you guys like the idea of buying your own fake money, let me know that as well, because I'm just winging it here. Morangatangs in the Moon Platoon is really good. Phantom Savage likes that. Thank you so much for showing up to the show, Phantom Savage. Oh boy. Let's see what everyone is saying. If the moon were ribs, would you take a bit? I know I would, and wash it down with an ice cold Budweiser. Well, that's just poetry. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let's see. 888 likes, very auspicious. Scissors in the chat. We got gorillas in the chat. Okay, so let's go back and look at money is pretty good, I guess, says Nikolai Ninja. I think I'm gonna screen cap that. Because money is pretty good, I guess. How many more subs you need? I need like 50 more subs. That's all I need. I'm gonna screenshot Nikolai Ninja's chat. If you guys want it to be featured in a future video based on your chat, I guess you just have to be funny. You have to be funny like Nikolai. Okay, so once again, going back to AMC, because of this announced upcoming vote, every single AMC share has to be recounted for and has to have the owner's name and email address standing behind them at latest 11th of March. That's huge. We have a date. We have a date. So that AMC can send out the invitation to the shareholder meeting in the upcoming week after that. That again means that all the IOUs the hedge funds have been creating to hold the share price down and make us believe the fight is over have to be destroyed, and that hedge funds now will be forced to buy the actual share directly from the market. Whatever price we want. They need the shares to give it back to the stockbrokers they borrowed it from in the first place in their attempt to short the stock and drive the price down. You all know that story. You all know that story. You guys know it to be true. Joe, you are my boss. So if you like Andrew Knots, I'm gonna start saying Andrew Knots for every intro. This is just exact. If it's what Joe's command is, that's what we're gonna do. Let's see. All boogie. You know how cool I would look on Instagram with all those fake bills? Seriously, if this is an interesting product to you guys, I have no idea how much it is to actually buy, but it's definitely an interesting product to me. Like, look at that. Just from far away, this looks like. Isn't that cool? Oh, thank you for the super. Thank you for the super. Interesting. Fake money has intrinsic value. Who knew? Well, yeah, it's paper. Paper has money, has value. You got to go to the paper shop to buy paper. Tony Tran, can you down a beer for us? Will I get demonetized? No. Trey drinks alcohol for on the show all the time. Do you guys want to see that? If Tony, I want to respect your super, but I'm not sure how many families watch this show. So I will do that if enough of you put some scissors in the chat. If we want to see beer downed by Andrew. I'm probably just going to drink half of it. Go ahead and put some scissors in the chat. That's a hilarious super, though, by the way. That's amazing. J. Craig Gnu says, please explain the 21 days to settle. It has always been the same, I thought, T+2. Also, DTCC and NSCC are just companies. They don't make official rules. What am I not understanding? Well, that's a really good question. One of the first things to be able to fully understand is that DTCC right now is covering their own butts and making it clear that they're not going to be on the hedge fund side when it comes time to for the squeeze to happen, and they're going to be left holding the bag. They're essentially saying, "Hey, hedge funds, it was good to work with you. We are not going to work with you anymore." So that is that. T+2 is about clearinghouse like settlements. So you make the transaction happen, and then the funds and then the shares have to settle in 2 days. That is not the case for larger institutions like the hedge funds that do these shorts. They do get an additional T plus 21 days. So that's currently there is some more intricacies in that, but that is essentially the big case. Now, even Mr. Plomkins and Mr. Vlad, I was a boy in Bulgaria, talked about decreasing the 2 to like 1 or 0, and that is something that, considering that would fix everything, people might actually enjoy that, right? Because it doesn't make sense, especially since that are harming the squeeze. I am very anxious to see how many scissors we have in the chat. Jillian says, I'll super for a beer. We got so many scissors in the chat. We got, oh my God, so many scissors in the chat. Oh Lord, so many scissors. Oh my God. You guys are all adults, right? Remember, do not drink underage no matter what. It's illegal. We just got someone to join, Owl Boogie. Thank you for joining. You just got your certificate of satisfaction. We're not here to certify you. We're just here to satisfy you. Thank you so much. Okay, that's too many scissors. I'm gonna have to drink a beer. 1 second, guys. So as it turns out, I'm gonna make this a whole video. This is my last endemic beer from the Galapagos. I don't have any cold beers in the fridge, which is why this has been in the back of my fridge for like 2.5 years. I got it when I was doing data science in the Galapagos. Jillian says chug, chug, chug. I am going to try and chug this beer. I want to enjoy it though, because it is my only souvenir for the longest time. Once again, guys, if you're on this show, I don't just chug beers. I also talk about finance. So if you guys enjoy this content, you better show it some love in the comment section after this video comes out, and show it some love in the live chat right now. All right, this beer is old. Only beer I got in the fridge that's cold, and I'm not gonna drink a lukewarm beer. It says right here, only in the Galapagos, and here we go. That's half. I promise half. I'm gonna sip the beer from now on. Oh my God. Oh, that's really crisp. Even after 2.5 years, that's really good. I lived on these for like a couple months. That was a good time. Brings me back. I've been saving this for the longest time. I'm so glad that I got to share this with you guys. I've been like, what am I gonna do? Drink it? If I drink it, it's kind of like a sunk cost that it keeps growing. It's just like, oh man, if I drink it now, why did I save it for so long? So glad that I got to drink it with you guys. It's Sunday. We don't have to look at the markets. We're just here to read some news, and Sunday fun day. There we go. Oh man. Max says just bought the same Stein as Andrew. Oh, I could have used the Stein. I could have used that Stein. This is full of Tendy juice right here. Oh. Okay. So there it is. Hopefully that was not the only thing that was keeping me competitive against Trey, because Trey drinks, and it's a family-friendly show, but it is Sunday, so and they asked. You guys saw that, right? I'm not at fault because they asked me to. They want to see the red face. I don't really have an Asian glow, but I guess you guys will find out for yourselves. We are just 34 subscribers away from 35,000. If that was entertaining to you, you better go ahead and hit that subscribe button, because if we get to 35,000, we are gonna collectively, me and Brandon, buy upwards of $5,000 in GME. So there you go. Derek says, "Isn't it 8 a.m., Andrew?" Yes. But you guys made me do this. What are you doing here? Caleb Calkins, I even gave you a chance for me not to do this. There you go. Enjoy that beer. Thank you. Big gulp. Thank you, Caleb, for the super. Let's give Meatball some treats as well. Here you go, buddy. Here you go. We're here to have a good time. We're also here for the most groundbreaking news as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed that content. Someone says it's probably expired. Probably. I mean, I've been keeping a refrigerator this entire time, so it might have been fine. Does it taste okay? It tastes really good, actually. It does taste really good. Let's see. What style of beer is this? This is a coffee stout. Coffee stout. Howard Rourke. Could you evaluate Revlon for possible short squeeze? Short percentage 29%. Float 6.8. Citibank made bank error that paid Revlon's lenders. Cheers. Cheers. I will look at that. I think I will look at that right after this. So I'm going to continue covering GameStop and GME, and that is a really good one. Lil Popstar says, bet I subbed. Ochiba just subbed. You had less than 20,000 last week. That's true. So in 1 week, I went from 5,000 to 10,000. In one more week, I went from 10,000 to 20,000. And this week, I went from 20,000. This time, last week, like 7 days ago, I was at 20,000. Now we are just shy of 35,000, right? It's not so much exponential growth, but notice 5,000 1 week, 10,000 next week, 15,000 next week. It's a steady growth margin. 17 more subscribers. One of you could be the 50,000th subscriber. Elias says, I understand the principle, but do you have the insights on where to find and just how to spot call option chains? Just opened a German beer myself. Cheers. Well, cheers. What is the German word? Gosh, it's not. Is it Prost? Yes. Prost. And Jillian says, cheers on 30K coming soon. Thank you so much. Could you, yeah, Revlon, I'm checking it out in a second. Scissors in the chat. Morning stouts seemed rough. Yeah, well, you guys, this is the only cold beer in the fridge. Good morning, Sunday. I didn't see the chug. Can you do it again, please? I do have a beer left. I'm going to enjoy it, though. Just go ahead and scroll back on the live stream to see it. It appears there's a balloon missing from this stream, says Peace. There certainly does seem to be a balloon missing. Velvet Cobra 27, I subscribe to your channel. Sorry if I came off rude. Thank you for the great content. First time I stayed this long for any video. Set my cat pic to the gram under DNYCE. I do want to reward you for staying so long into a video that you've never stayed so long into. So let's go check out your kitty cat. DYC Darius Hines. Sorry for doxing you, but now we know your name. Now we know who you are. There's a little cat from Darius. Thank you for sharing your cat with us. We also have Ralph Castaneda. Keep it up. Love your content. Ralph is on the channel. Go give that man some love. Thank you, Ralph. Thank you so much. Ralph Castaneda. I'm subscribed to him. Let's see. We got Howard Rourke. Notice that when the price rises above the highest available strike price in options chain, that it seems like a squeeze takes place. Anyone else notice happened during the start of GME run 2? People have noted that this current run, the one from $40 to 100 and change, actually both of these are AMC right now, My bad, but it was a 300% up. GME does go all the way up to 180 at the highest, and then is dropped down. 140 is currently the resistance level support that is hovering around. This run is very likely a gamma squeeze as well as January. Hydrogen is too expensive to refuel on small cars. They're far too late for that. EV all the way. Cool. Hydrogen. Hydrogen cars, I used to do that back in like science gifted class. Like it would be like just subscribed, been watching you for weeks now, says Retina HD. Notice I wasn't subscribed. It's easy to forget to subscribe, which is why all of you not only should subscribe, but also smash that button that allows you to be notified when I post. That's the little bell button right next to it. Mention your hair gel again. It is Uno Matte, but you do have to cut your own hair for this style to happen as well. Let's see. We just passed 35,000 subscribers. We have 35,003. It happened on live stream. It's real. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. That means first thing in the morning, I am going to be putting out a $1,000 buy of GME, holding that tight. And Brendan, if you're watching on Monday, I hit the 35,000 mark, so that is the first thing I'm going to do when I start live streaming is buy that GME, because I am feeling like right now GME at 137, that's a pretty attractive price. I'm gonna be like Keith Gill, that's an attractive price. I'll put my money where my mouth is. I'm glad I didn't have to buy in at 150 plus. Honestly, the fact that a lot of the strike prices were not in the money on last Friday is probably good for me. And now that we have gotten our second breath, let us get this dough, guys. Let us get this dough. Let's do it. The next barrier to cross is, of course, 42,069, 420.69. Once we get there, I am gonna buy another $1,000 of both AMC and GME. That's what we're gonna do it. That's how we're gonna do it here. Rosa Daza, will you pet Meatball for good luck? So we all have a good start of the week. Go AMC. Let's give Meatball a nice little head pat and some rubs for good luck. And a little boop, boop. Thank you, Meatball, for allowing us to boop. Heck yeah, chug, chug, chug. Derek Bradshaw, can you explain levels of resistance? Are these due to limit orders? No, they are not. I would like to, in just a second. I'm going to go through a couple more of these chats, but I will explain the levels of resistance and support. Mark McClung, what are your usual plays when GME and AMC aren't happening? Honestly, I was a big crypto guy for a long time. I was a big Amazon and Palantir and PayPal kind of guy, just like general e-commerce. Anything that is kind of like next level money, I was always into. So that's why PayPal was on there. That's why Square and Amazon was on there. But now it's pretty big AMC, GME energy right now. Am I buying pre-market or at market open? I'm gonna buy a pre-market because I have the power. I have the power. Look, it's a GameStop. I have a WeBull, which allows me to buy pre-market and after hours. Go ahead and get your own in the description. It is also comes with up to 25 stocks, 25 free stocks for the promotion that they are currently running. Let's see. Oh man, hit your viewer count and average down, win. Seriously. Let's see. I thought that Trey was going to get to 150,000 faster, but as of right now at market open, I'm likely going to also just buy into AMC as well. So I'm going to be buying $1,000 AMC and GME at market open. Sorry, not at market open, at pre-markets tomorrow morning. You guys better be there. Oh boy. Yes, easy peasy. Like I said, I'm going to be buying $1,000 of AMC and GME tomorrow at pre-market. This might be the whale we need. Oh, speaking of the whale we need, they have been identified. So I'm glad Ken Fabio is here looking at us. Let's see. Let us see. We have found the whales that were buying GME. Let's go read this DD. Today, they went on a quest to find the whale buying GME shares, and they think they found their proverbial Pepe Silva. First, they start with FINRA to find equity ownership. Most of the ownership data is outdated, but they was able to find and updated numbers from March 4th, 2021. These iShares ETFs by BlackRock report updated GME ownership here. Apes only YOLO and would never put money. Mike, thank you for the super. What do you think about the new DTCC rules? It's on GME.DD. We just talked about it. It's essentially saying that GME is the one and only, well, AMC too, but like these two stocks have big plays right now. And if you guys think that this kind of squeeze stuff is going to happen in your generation, in your lifetimes after GME and AMC, you're going to be dead wrong. It's only going to be a GME and AMC situation for the time being. Okay. Apes only YOLO and would never put money in an ETF, but regular people, they love that shisa. These ETFs track a stock market index and are passively managed low fees, so the percent of GME put into these funds is constant. Rebalancing does happen, but for the Russell Index, that just occurs once a year in June. Now, how much money can possibly be going passively managed index funds? Great question. Below are the top ETF flows reported by ETF.com for the past 4 weeks, and iShares Russell 2000 ETF IWM is mentioned every week and is quite popular. That's a bunch of numbers right there. Why does a market care where some boomer puts their 401k money? Because a portion is going to GME. The iShares website mentions above are reporting increased GME ownership. GME weight, we got less than 1% here, slightly less than 0.5%, and 0.5% here as of December 31st, February 26th, and March 4th. Wouldn't it be funny if the people trashing GME in the media were causing it to squeeze by inadvertently putting money into it every week? Isn't that funny? These 401ks are actually funding the GME train. Choo choo, it's about to leave the station. Hope you have your ticket, because the ticket puncher is coming. The ticket puncher is coming, and he's gonna punch you unless you are prepared. Be very sure of what you are about to do this weekend. And if you guys aren't so sure, following Andrew on this channel is one of the best ways. Will I be showing my GME transaction live? Yes. At the very first thing when I start streaming tomorrow morning is gonna be buying the GME and AMC. $1,000 of both. $1,000 of both. Okay. Yes, this is WeBull. Thank you, Wallace Frey. Can hedge funds close their positions by buying by buying synthetic shares? I think you mean covering their synthetic shares, well, actually, it depends on what you mean by synthetic shares, or you mean by those are also known as synthetic longs, or are you talking about counterfeit shorts? Because those are naked shorts. Those are slightly different. Scissors in the chat. Thanks, James Rudy. We like to see scissors at any time of day. Just bring those in the chat, and we like to see the energy level go up. In your base, don't sound too confident on AMC. What's the difference that brings forward? I am 100% AMC. Would like to hear it straight. No, I am confident about AMC as well. The fact is that AMC has now a brand new deadline on March 11th. Is a brand new revelation. If you guys haven't seen that, I covered that a couple times on this live stream already. Just go ahead and back up a little bit, and you will see it. You will see how AMC still has a great play and is going to be rolled out sometime later this week. Actually, is 11th in this week? 11th is this week. So yeah, by the 11th, there is going to be some crazy action on AMC. That's a guarantee. By which I mean I do not do any guarantees on this channel because none of it is financial advice. Hey guys, have you seen the new book time link on the channel? It gives you the chance to get one-on-ones with me, of which I have already done one with I've already given one to Gio Franco, and I've done one successfully with Rachel Gates Smith. This is a great chance to talk about whatever you want with me. And if you guys join the Meatball the Professor tier, every single one of them gets a chance to win one. And in the next like 10 minutes, by 9 a.m. PST, I'm going to choose a Meatball the Professor tier member to get a free one-on-one with me. You guys still have a chance. If you join in the next 10 minutes, press that join button next to subscribe. You will and join the Meatball the Professor tier. You will get a chance to win a one-on-one with me this week. So there you go. Boom, boom, baby, boom. The last one who got that one-on-one was Mr. Lord Weird, and he got that by, and that one-on-one was a one-on-one, getting to talk to Josh. Hey, it's Pixel live on live stream. That was that's not going to happen this time, but that is one of the coolest things that you can possibly think about happening by joining that membership and supporting the stream in that way. Just $4 or $8 a month. Thank you so much, In Your Base, joining. He just got his certificate of satisfaction. We're not here to certify you, we're just here to satisfy you, so there we go. Cade Preen, when are we going to cover Revlon? Let's do a little bit of Revlon coverage while people shuffle in. Once again, in the next 10 minutes, I will be picking the Meatball the Professor tier member that will be getting that one-on-one with me. Oh, 1,000 likes. Let's feed that Meatball. Meatball knows exactly what it means when he hears super chat. Thank you, Meatball. Thank you so much. Let us go and head over to DD. Let's see if there is any Revlon DD. In Your Base, already upgraded. You know what that means. He wants to get that one-on-one. This is a random number generator, and we're going to look at every single Andrew Mo Money Meatball the Professor tier member, and then we're just going to do a random number generator and pick out of the group. 35,000 babies, says Scott. We made it happen. Roblox is going public at the worst time, March 10th, and I want to buy into it, but I also thinking about buying more GME decisions. Yes, this week I will be doing pretty significant coverage of Roblox as well. So I'm doing some Revlon search, and I'm going to be doing some Roblox search as well. So make sure to smash that notification bell so you do not miss out on that. Oh, thank you, Patricia, for the super. Can we get your opinion on endgame GME price range for GME? 50 to 100,000 doesn't seem realistic. It doesn't seem realistic, and that is mainly because of the T-2 clearing like cadence. Is that one of the things that happens when you swipe up on the Robinhood app or when you press execute on the WeBull app is that the clearinghouse doesn't actually settle the stock in your account yet. They have to take up to 2 days, and that's what T-2 is. Since for that time, there's big risk. Maybe at T-2 days or T+2 days, you are going to actually end up without the funds that you originally had. And that, for some reason, is the problem of the broker in between. So Robinhood has to put up a lot of collateral just to make sure that you can actually make this transaction happen, even if you somehow screw over Robinhood on the meantime. When the clearinghouses ask for too much collateral ahead of time, that is exactly what happens. So 50 to 100,000 doesn't seem realistic for the current institutions, for the current way that the system works. If it will start to become a little bit easier to facilitate transactions, T plus or minus 0 is the current speaking point of when you make the transaction, you also settle the transaction right away. And that's completely different, right? And that makes it so that you don't have to put up so much collateral ahead of time, and that makes Robinhood a little happier. Let's see. 500K is not a meme. 500 is not a meme. 500K is not is most certainly a meme. You guys, we don't have to talk about when or how high the stock will rise, because this is you trying to predict the price and trying to make it, trying to beat a squeeze before it actually happens. Let the squeeze naturally squeeze wherever it gets to. I'm going to be here with you telling you, hey, this is the squeeze, or hey, this is not the squeeze yet. I'm going to be trying to make some pretty accurate predictions throughout the process. I'm never going to be perfect, but if you guys follow, you'll have the most up-to-date information and you can make your own decisions. Okay, so thumbnail looks great, says David Barr. Yeah, check out the artist in the description. If you guys also want to send me some fan art of Meatball or myself, you are more than welcome to. Any amount of fan art I will show on this show, even if it's just weird fan art, even if it's just fan art you put on the back of a napkin. I care about your submissions, and I like the little cartoons you guys do. So anything you guys want to show me, I am into. Revlon. Nothing on Wall Street Bets. Let's see. We are just 4 minutes away until I pick to this week's winner of the one-on-one with me. If you guys wanted a chance to get that one-on-one, then go ahead and join. Press that join button in the next to the subscribe button right below. What it do, Andrew? Says 160 Club. How's it going? Let's see. Someone said Vlad is a hero, and Arjun says Vlad is a zero. I have to agree with the latter instead. Vlad cares about us. Vlad is trying to save us. Ooh, this is they're not gonna like you in the chat. If you guys did want to see a whole compilation of how Vlad does not care about you, his answers during his answers during the GameStop congressional hearing is pretty indicative of how much he actually cares about you, of which is very little. Oh man. Let's see. Is there a possibility where there's no squeeze? There's always a possibility. This is Wall Street Bets. This is a Wendy's, okay? We are here to take orders and kick names, and we're almost all out of names. This is a place where you can easily end up with no squeeze at all, and that is just a reality we have to keep in mind, okay? We are slowing down our growth. Last Saturday and Sunday we had 1,600 and 1,300 subs. Yesterday we only got 700. Let's get the sub count up. 1,500 of you. Let's get the sub count up. The next point we need to hit is 420.69. If we can get to 420.69, I'm gonna buy another $1,000 of AMC and GME. Both. I'm gonna be buying $1,000 of GME and AMC tomorrow at pre-market. That's the first thing I'm gonna be doing when I start live streaming. So you guys better not miss out on that. All right. So we are 2 minutes away from me picking a winner of this week's. We're gonna be picking a winner of this week's one-on-one from the members that we have. Vlad is anti-Robinhood. Oh, Max says you're nearly at 35. We actually did. Your view count is actually lower than mine, so we actually did pass 35,000 already. We already did, and that feels very good. Thank you so much. Let me filter the members here. Brandon Dale, thank you for this for the super chat. DTCC update info is inevitable. 100K or bust is inevitable. Let us get this bread. Take the I would say a rational, data-minded apes out here. Moon Platoon, listen to me. If you have a number in your mind and you're not going to be, that is already anchoring you. So that's a fact that I like to talk about here, is that you are talking about prospect theory. You're talking about endowment theory, which is the fact that you think you are owed $100,000, and if anything lower, if it squeezes to like, let's say $800, that's still going to be pretty great. And if it doesn't get higher than $1,000, you're not going to sell and take advantage of the squeeze. Come on, guys. We are talking about aiming for the moon, but even if we miss, we are still going to be pretty far up there, which is why this is still such a risky bet. But I'm going to be balancing the critical analysis with the proper news so that you guys can stay informed. You guys know this to be true. That is what we're working on this channel. All right, so we're going to pick from the Meatball the Professor tier. The reason why is because Meatball the Puppies do not get this opportunity, and Meatball the Space Legends already do get this tier. We have 34 of you in here. All of you get shown during the end credits. Thank you for the super essential hard worker. I think you should make a video on well-balanced portfolio with long-term stocks so that your videos learn to invest long-term as well as gambling in the market. I think it'll be very helpful. I agree. That's actually something I've been working on in the back end. I'm just gonna copy this comment so that I don't put it on the back burner for much longer. This is something that I'm working on directly in the back end of the show. So be it known. That is what we're doing. So I'm gonna roll a random number generator. So what do we have here? Well, we have, boom. So this is all of the members here. There's 34 of you on this tier. we have a random number generator here. Let's see. So it is between 1 and 10. Let's put it as 1 and 34. All right, let's make sure that this is right. So this is 34 of you here. And now we're going to be able to generate the person that gets that one-on-one with me. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. 27. I'm going to count backward. So we're going to start with, hold on. What would the... Okay, so the number is 27, I think. Yeah, so the number is 27. I'm going to be picking from here. So this is 30. So Michael Lee, you are 34. This is not ordered by anything. It's just random, obviously. So Michael Lee, you are 34. And then 33, 32, 31, 30, 29, 28, 27. It's Gosu. Gosu, Ballerden, you have the opportunity to get a free one-on-one with me. Thank you for being the Meatball Professor tier. If you guys like these free giveaways, then go ahead and stick around on the community page to hear about all of the free giveaways I give out, and join the membership tier so that you guys can get that opportunity next time. But so far, Gio Franco, you have a free one-on-one with me, and Mr. Gosu Ballerden, you have a free one-on-one with me. Vegas Chef Andrew is sending me a funny Instagram message. I gotta see it. Gotta see it. Let's see. GameStop used accessories. Okay. Let's share this meme. This is a GameStop used accessory, and it's just a pizza. Just a pizza. Pre-owned. Very good meme. No, this is good. Thank you so much for sharing it. I do like hearing your memes from time to time, and this is what we're here for. Exactly. Be realistic. There we go. We just have to continually be reviewing the data exactly how we have been doing. Congratulations for being a data king. All right, so we have Howard Rourke saying, I really want Dave Portnoy's new Buzz Social Sentiment ETF to buy into GME. It hasn't yet. Maybe we should hit him up on the Twitter for a buy-in. Let's see. Wow, says Ryan Wigglesworth. Brendan McNamara, essential hard worker. If the content of YouTube deleted chats is any indication, this is what regulars watching want as well. Hi guys. Oh, it's Hector, the awesome roommate coming in. We got Patricia W. Do hedgies have any options left? Seems like they've run out. They continue to surprise us, but right now, one of the biggest problems is that we had regulations against us for the longest time. Now it seems like starting out that there might be some regulatory bodies, or at very least some businesses who have regulatory powers starting to become on our side, and that's what we like. That's what we like to see. Okay, congrats. Let's see. That guy got messed up on his pizza slice trade. Ooh. Oh man. Okay. So we covered a lot of news today. We covered not only the AMC shenanigans, we also covered the GME updates on the Dtcc ruling, their new policy out here, and now we also have the power to say, hey, Andrew Mo Money is on tomorrow during pre-market going to buy $1,000 at AMC and GME. You guys do not want to miss that. First thing when I'm going to start streaming, I'm going to probably start streaming a little early, so I am excited. Wallace Frey says, see you later. Chat, taking grandkids to the park. Have fun with your grandkids, Wallace. Thank you so much for moderating as always. Grandkids to the moon. Hashtag grandkids to the moon. Happy Sunday, guys. What has Ryan Cohen done as per the title of this video? So Ryan Cohen has followed Steam. I suppose I was expecting a little bit more. But Ryan Cohen and GameStop have both followed Steam on Twitter. So that is something. Let me actually change the title of this stream. Let me change it to Stimulus and DTCC Stimulus and Ryan Cohen on GME and AMC. did for GMC GME. Okay. Oh, thank you for the supers, Tony and Bismal. Tony says, ask Hector to down a beer live. Hector, you have been asked to down a beer live. You can accept it if you would like. And then Bismal, Yub, what do you think of my 10,000 AMC shares? Should I keep holding? I was depressed last week of the stock going down. Hey, there's going to be some pretty big moves right now on AMC. So I would say if you didn't sell yet, I can't give you financial advice, but it would just logically not follow to sell now. You grab a beer from the fridge and down a beer. Hector wants to down a beer. We got Joe with some scissors and balloons in the chat. Drew, what if it rockets before you buy? I'm gonna be so mad. I'm gonna try to wake up right before market open, and buy at the last seconds of the pre-market. Maybe I'll have to wake up a little earlier. Actually, you know what? I'll check the price at like 1 a.m. And then I'll go back to sleep. Justin Warren. Hasn't Ryan Cohen been following Steam for a while? I don't know. But that's honestly not news. That's not really that big of a news. Let's see. We got Brendan McNamara. I've heard that GME might acquire someone. Could it be Valve? It could. So the theories right now is that GME might acquire what is that company name? They might acquire Super League Gaming, but that was a pretty big rumor that I cannot verify. It also could be that they're trying to acquire like Steam or Valve, and as of right now, it's unlikely, but perhaps there's just not enough like actual news on it. George Cloley says, interesting stuff. I read about the DTCC policy stuff, but my smooth brain doesn't understand. Could you explain for a 5-year-old, please? Okay. Usually, when a person wants to sell a stock, they have to own it first. But if I can't own a stock and I still want to sell it, then I'm going to borrow it from someone and then sell it, and then promise to give it back later. That is a covered short. Now, if I wanted to sell it and I haven't gotten anybody to borrow it from, then I could just sell it anyway, as of the current way that the economy works. So as of the current way the economy works, that is called a naked short, and is also called a counterfeit short. In general, it's that it's very naughty of an institution to do this, but apparently they can do that. The other half of it is that if they end up failing to deliver, as in failing to find someone that they can actually borrow this stock from, they have T plus, usually it's 3, but for some institutions and market makers, they actually have 21 days to find someone to borrow it from, and then not have to pay the market value of the stock, right? However, the problem with that is that if they fail to deliver and then can start getting a fat loss fee trimmed off of it, they they can then, DTCC as an organization can start calling in on a daily basis rather than a 21-day basis. So this is big for the future. Hope that makes sense for a explain like I'm 5. JT says, I want to borrow your house and sell it. That's exactly what's happening. Give me your house, and I'm going to sell it because I want to sell houses, but I don't have one to buy. I don't have one in my house right now. Would like to have you live at 5:45 a.m. pre-market to watch you buy GME, please. That would be... I can do 5:45 a.m. PST, but 5:45 a.m. EST is my 2:45 a.m. and that would be much harder. But you are my boss, so if Joe says so, I might have to. Joe just got the highest tier on my Patreon. If you guys are looking to support me, I have it pinned in the chat right now. Today, the stream today, special Sunday stream, is brought to you by Andrew Mo Money's Patreon. Go ahead and support the stream in the best way that you possibly can, monetarily. Uriner Demon Stan, question on swing trade tax. I get taxed at income level once a year. If I win GME tendies, risk them all, lose them by tax day next year, do I still pay taxes on the win or my current? Hold on a second. So you win on GME, so you have unrealized gains, risk them. So that means that you don't realize your gains and then sell them before tax day. Well, selling them before tax day, your taxes are only relevant until the end of the fiscal year. So tax day is like the middle of the year, more or less. So it's not before tax day, it has to be before the end of the fiscal year. And then finally, if you don't realize your gains, nothing happens, right? If you can, unrealized gains or unrealized losses don't have any tax implications. So as of right now, I think a question you were actually trying to ask is, if I lose out on GME because I sold earlier and then I buy back in, do I lose out on the tax benefits of trying to call those realized losses as part of as subtracted from my realized gains? And yes, if it's the exact same stock, then you lose out on the realized losses that you would have been able to subtract from your realized gains. I'm not a lawyer or a tax advisor. This is just my current understanding of how the world works in terms of taxes. I do need a tax advisor. If you are a tax advisor for small businesses or otherwise, I'm a YouTuber now, and I would love to talk to you. Nolan Martin says, what is the potential GME would do a stock split when we reach $1,000? This has been asked a couple of times. I covered it a couple of times in the live streams. I am going to do more DD on it because the last time I mentioned it, there was a little bit of speculation, and that's why we want to be able to make it sure that we are covering only the most important parts. What is the ultimate play with GME and AMC? I just got in. The ultimate play is mooning, right? And the moon happens, we had a really excellent article on Forbes that explained this, but essentially there's something called a margin call, where if you try and buy things on margin or perhaps short, right, which is in essence on margin, you might end up having to sell everything if the person that loaned you money sees that you are losing a lot of money unrealized. Let's say that you want to buy a stock at $100, but you need $100 from me. I give you the $100 to buy on margin. Now you own the stock, but you owe me $100 plus interest. So now you continue to hold the stock, but the stock is doing poorly. After a certain threshold, I'm going to force you to sell the stock and then cut your losses, because it's going to be too risky for me to watch you ride an investment that is actually just my money, right? So that's a margin call. This is just regular institutional stuff. Now, the thing about the short sellers is that if they start losing enough money, they're going to have to cover as well. And then that is going to force them to buy back a stock at market value, which is going to cause the price to go up. But then when they buy it at market value, they've made so much loss that they're going to, as the price goes up, more of their shorts are going to have to be margin called. And then whoopsie daisy, they have just increase the price of the stock some more, and then makes more margin calls happen, and then at the end of the day, you are going to be squeezing it yourself. That's the short squeeze. And then the gamma squeeze. Gamma squeeze is a completely different phenomenon where you have call options that are closing in on their strike price, which means you have an option to buy a stock at a higher price. If it starts to get closer to that price, the person that is trying to sell you that option might just hedge, because they might have to buy the stock ahead of time, because they also now think that the stock is going to go over that price. At that point, that kind of spike from buying, remember, buying is the only thing that causes stocks to go up. Volume and their direction is the reason why stocks go up or down. So that buy action is going to cause the stock to rise, and then it causes more options to become in the money. The strike prices continue to be filled, and then the more stocks that get exercised, the more people end up having to buy more stocks. Call option gamma squeezes also are very similar to short squeezes. Let's see what kind of chat situation we got here now that we explained it again. Let's see. Dogecoin, thank you for the comment about my jawline. Let's see. Justin Warren, I think he's asking that if he sells GME for gains, are those the realized gains, or are they still unrealized if he gambles on another stock? Those are realized gains. You know what? Now I'm starting to really push that I am not a financial advisor, tax person, but those are realized gains, and you do have to pay taxes on them. That's how the incentives work. Because if you take them out and then put them back in, those you just pay realized gains tax, short-term capital gains tax, because you're not investing for longer than a year on each time you make money on a stock. If you lose money then on a different stock, then you can subtract that from your total gains. Yeah, it's a wash rule. There you go. How important is that stimulus that's going to affect this upcoming week? Very important. Now that this money is going to go back into the economy, there is going to be a lot of people filling out the stock market, which has twofold effect. One, when the hedge funds have to eventually cover the stocks, they are going to cover their shorts, they are going to probably have to exit positions on other stocks, which means they're going to have to sell the ETFs that support your grandmother's 401k, and that is going to start crashing other parts of the economy. With extra spending money for everyone, if they do decide to pump it back into the stock market, that is going to be the deficit that we need in order to offset the economic ramifications of what the hedge funds can do by trying to exit their positions in order to cover their GameStop shorts. That's one of the major implications of those stimulus checks. Someone has a birthday. Can you give a birthday shout out to my sister Wilma, and then Dykefit? Wilma, happy birthday. hope you have a nice birthday. How old are you turning? Alrighty. Someone's going on a timeout. Let's see. Can AMC squeeze by buying stock and not options play? Buying the stock is just regular stock market action. So you need either the short or the gamma squeeze to actually cause a squeeze. Buying a stock over and over again isn't going to squeeze it, because eventually people are going to be like, okay, this is not what the value of the stock is. Whereas, so that's the free market discretionary, like stock market, free market stuff that we were talking about in the Forbes article. When it comes to people forced to buy stocks as if they're in a short position, or people who are forced to buy stock because they are someone selling a call option, then we are starting to talk about squeezes. Those are two different squeezes because both of them necessitate a buy action later. Kenny, what's going on? Good morning. Let's see. They got me on Wilma. Chin says, what are your thoughts on GME closing green and green after hours on Friday? It's been closing green for a good amount of time. It's been 4% up on the day for a couple of days straight. GameStop is in a good position, which is why I'm happy to buy in at this price and not above 150. That would be not ideal at all. How do I join my Discord? It's in the description down below. Just Command F or Control F Discord, and you'll find it. Yes, now that I have 35,000 subs, did I buy AMC? I'm going to be buying AMC and GME as soon as the markets open. You cannot buy anything when the markets are closed, so I'll be buying those positions as soon as the markets open. And actually before that, because I have the opposite. I have the power to buy before markets, so that is what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. Okay, quad witching day. Yes, have you guys seen my quad witching day video? That's really important for you guys to fully understand. Make sure that you get a good understanding of what quad witching day is. It's on the March 19th. It's when 4 different markets have their contracts expire. Colton Expert, thank you so much for the super. You helped me buy GME. Now is my jam. You helped me get by. Aw, I hope you get by with a Y and not a UY, because I cannot help you get by. I am not a financial advisor. But thank you, Colton, so much for the super. I appreciate that. Never ending carrot. What could possibly stop the squeeze from occurring? It seems like it's inevitable. Every time something seems inevitable, there ends up being a big roadblock in the way. In this case, it does seem like now that regulations are starting to come into place, that there could be some major implications of what is happening. Mainly, I'm excited for the week after this coming week, which is going to be March 17th, the next congressional hearing on GME, which I'm going to be live streaming here. Make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on that live stream. And after that quad witching day on the 19th, just 2 days after, if GME isn't already squozed by then, there is going to be some real action on that day. Cool shirt, Drew. This is from my best friend and roommate, Hector. This is super cool. It's a D&D themed. It's got dragons. It's got a panda with a battle axe. It's got a bunny with a staff. Very cute. I'm not selling this shirt, but if you did want to get your own GME shirt, you guys know what it is. Go ahead and go in the description down below because that is the best way. Am I just gonna buy long shares? Yeah, I'm just gonna buy some long shares. Just gonna buy some long shares. Long shares. Vegas Chef Andrew, so buying options would be a lot better to help make the squeeze happen. If so, I wish there was someone who could literally walk people through how to do a cheap option call. You can do cheap calls on GameStop. You can even do it. Sorry, on GameStop. You can do it on WeBull. You can also do it on Robinhood, which you definitely should never do options. Here's the problem with options: is that if you buy options, you're likely using a margin account, and that means that you are allowing Robinhood, WeBull, or whatever broker to lend out your shares. So there are two sides. It's kind of like your body has different white blood cells to make mobilize and fight invaders. In this case, we're mobilizing and trying to get the squeeze to happen. So one of the white blood cells is the people who are holding long positions. People like you and me, apes that are hodling, right? Diamond apes that have diamond hands. They are making sure that the supply of GME and AMC in the market stays low enough so that we can set our price when it comes to these shorts that need to cover recursively. The other side is the people who are having call options at strike prices that progressively get higher and higher. As they start to get in the money, this helps out a lot. But this is basically mainly based on volume, right? You mainly need to be able to see a gamma squeeze based on how many call options there are. And normally, investors like you and me are not going to be able to make that big of a momentum move, as well as being a little bit more above most people's learning curve and being a little bit more tricky. So here is what I recommend. If you do want to learn about call options, I am creating some educational materials so that you guys will be able to go step by step and understand that. So make sure that you are subscribed so that content gets to you. And then finally, if you are just holding long positions, that is already a great way because you are one of the white blood cells that is currently fighting against this war. Everyone else, the big whales that are holding these call options, especially the one with $100 million, the whale that I covered in a couple of videos ago, those ones are the ones that are being the other type of white blood cell. What am I drinking? Someone in the super chat made me chug a beer. So this is my last Galapagos beer from La Endemica. If you ever in the Galapagos, this beer is awesome. Hey Peter C, thanks so much for joining this Professor Meatball tier membership. You just got your MBA, your Meatball Army Certificate of Satisfaction. We're not here to certify you. We're just here to satisfy you. Boom. All right. Howard Rourke, a vertical spread sells a higher strike while you simultaneously buy a call at a lower strike. It allowed me to buy a 1-week GME expiry position, but it does cap your gains at the higher strike sold. Wow. Big brain plays right now. Let's see. Stephen Tatum, I'm waiting until the summer to show off your massive gains. To show off your gains? Is that what you're going to be showing off in the summer? Whew. Vlad doesn't work for shorts. Vlad works for us. The Heat Inferno really does like Vlad. Do you know Vlad personally? Because if you do, I would like him on the show to answer for all of the crazy stuff that he's been doing. Let's see. Vegas Chef Andrew. I've been options trading for a while. Made a lot of money, but I've also lost a lot. Damn Tesla. That damn Tesla. Hello, says Nah. He's nursing that beer. Better put a nipple on that thing. Oh my goodness. I'm trying to enjoy the last of my Galapagos journey. I'm never gonna be able to drink another beer until I go back. So I'm enjoying it while I can. Let's see. Brendan McNamara, that is the classiest, most science-based beer and story I've seen on YouTube tops. This is exactly what the kind of content we're here to make. Brendan, my man. Do you know the other Brendan? He needs to cough up $4,000 worth of GME because we have gotten to 35,000 subscribers already. That is exciting. Thank you guys for getting me up here. Remember this time last week, we were at 20,000 subscribers. So if you can imagine, our growth is currently greater than linear. looking kind of exponential right now. So we are looking happy. If you guys like this content, I would really recommend a subscribe, a share. And then in the future, when we are at 100,000 subscribers by next month, that silver play button is going to be a big reward for all of us here. 35,087. Thank you guys. During this live stream, we got up 200 more. I specifically had to work today. This is my Sunday, and I had to specifically do this live stream so that we can get up to 35,000 and I can buy that GME before markets open. Every time I say Professor Meatball, he opens his eyes. Oh, you see? He opened his eyes just now. He's like, that's my name. That's my name. Did we talk about the new DTCC regulations? Yes, we did. I'm going to put out a whole video about that in just a second. I figured Andrew didn't drink for some reason. I did talk about drinking on Trey's show. This is a Sunday, of course. We're never going to drink on a business day, of course. It's tequila o'clock, says Ken Fabio. Yo. Oh, man. The God Pill. Thank you for the super. God Pill is constantly coming in. He came in yesterday with a massive super. I appreciate it, God Pill. Diamond Hands forever. Let's give Meatball that treat. Dum dum dum. Nom nom nom. Some of you who are asking, why is Meatball so hungry? It's because of his golden genes. Golden retrievers are constantly hungry, and this is just one of the things about dog ownership you will learn. He is constantly a teenager, and that's why he is chomping on that bits. Let's see. Hit that bell icon to not miss an update. True enough. Tony says, you do a great job of interacting with your viewers. I appreciate that. Let's see. My Benedin owes me for hitting my car for the repairs. Okay. Still drinking that beer? Yeah, I'm almost done. Finito. That's the end of my my Galapagos journey. Oh my goodness. Only in the Galapagos one last time. Boom. One of you said Hector should down a beer. He's freezing one right now. Hopefully it doesn't break. Not sure if that's going to be content that is going to be relevant to the channel, but that's why we're going to have Hector stand in the back over there, and he's going to chug a beer in the back. Hearn Jabi says, I request you do a shot. Thank you. You're going to have to do a bigger super than a $5 for me to do a shot. It is currently 9 a.m. for me, but I appreciate the super chat. John Fields, we are not alcohol advisors. You choose to drink alcohol on your own choice. Make sure to do plenty of DD. Yes, there you go. Thank you for the counter super. One of you did a super to make me drink. One of you did a counter super to make me not drink. So there you go. We are not alcohol advisors. Patty Nelson says Andrew should make a t-shirt that says I got my meatball sub. I am thinking very much about making merch very soon. So that is why we are trying to work on that. So far, we do have cool GameStop merch. We like the stonk merch, so go ahead if you do like that. Then go ahead and you know, buy that shirt. It's in the description down below. Presto X, how did I become a data scientist? I became a data scientist by getting a bachelor's in computer science and then a master's in computational analysis. And then I went to a couple of financial institutions to do data science. I did a data science for a natural language startup, and then I did data science for some FANG companies here in Silicon Valley, and now I'm doing data science for a cryptocurrency company in Silicon Valley. Tony Tran, please take a shot and I'll take one with you. Well, we are starting to rise up the ranks of the number of people who want me to drink alcohol. This is not supposed to be alienating for kids. If you do have your kids watch the show, this only happens on Sundays, as a promise. So so do note that if they watch any weekday show, I'm not going to be drinking any alcohol at all. But thank you guys for coming out and chilling with us and drinking alcohol with us on the weekends. Joseph M, thank you so much for joining Meatball the Professor tier. You just got your MBA, your certificate of satisfaction, because we're not here to certify you. We're here to satisfy you. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's really 9 a.m. right now. The downside on drinking is infinite, just like shorting. Yes, Raphael, drinking is bad for you. This is why we only restricted to a drink every Sunday stream. Only streams on Sundays do we drink. Christian Spark says, hey, I really missed the low equals high thing you did yesterday. Missed it, like, buy to have it saved to listen 2x. What does that mean, Christian? I'm not sure what that means. I asked the question again, but this time I hope I can understand what it means. Request a glass of water. Yes, I would like. Actually, I do have that water. I've been holding my pee for a while, so I got water here. Oh, Joshua Montel, appreciate all your insight. If you ever need vet advice from Meatball, happy to help. Josh, send me an email at andrewmobusiness@gmail.com. I actually am curious about getting like a forever vet for Meatball, so I want to hear your advice on picking a good vet. Because I don't know. I don't know what makes a good vet. business@gmail.com. Send me a message, Joshua. Hold on. Joshua Montel. Okay, there we go. Smart ball. Ooh. Do not do that in the chat, Talash. I'm gonna have to ban you for that, actually. You are now being banned forever. Sorry, Talash. Let's see. Luke Pettygrove, what are the odds that if... Oh, hello. The God Pill. I enrolled for a 6-month ASU FinTech bootcamp, supposed to be Python algo trading and crypto building. Any reviews? I only have a high school diploma, am 30, and okay with Excel, better at math. At the end of the day, a lot of analysts and data scientists just do math. Sorry, I don't know why I said math. A lot of data scientists and analysts just do Excel. So Excel is fine. In order to be able to actually leverage a Python-based like job, you're gonna have to have a couple of actual client-based projects under your belt. So at this time, you should probably focus on getting an Upwork account and trying to get some freelance work, because that's one of the best ways to prove yourself before you actually have a full-time job. That's one of the biggest pieces of advice I give to mentees that ask me about getting into data science. Cupid says, I'm drinking and thinking. Lois says, audio down. Okay, louder then. I'll make it louder. Is this better? Is this better? That's better, right? There we go. Wolfie, just my take on it. Anyone else check the hourly charts? Ooh, okay. Request that Andrew Bozzy pun. Definitely can't do that. That would definitely rile up the masses here. Let's see. What did Talash do? He said a racial slur. No slurs at all allowed in the chat. Vegas Chef Andrew. IMAX got that bump because they actually hit their earnings. Ooh, IMAX. That's interesting. Christian Sparks, sorry, I just woke up. I said I really like the lo-fi music thing you did with Cartoon You and Meatball yesterday. That makes so much more sense. I missed the live stream, but saved it and have been watching it twice since. Nice. If you guys like that, we can do it more often. Saturday lo-fi, Sunday special stream. And that's what we like to hear about here. If you ever need any dog behavior or training info, drop me a message too. Oh, awesome. Houston dog behavior and training. That would be great. Meatball, I've trained to do several different kind of tricks, so he is a cool dog for that. Upwork is ridiculously competitive. Yes, it is, but it's important to be able to start. And you can even start on Fiverr, honestly. That's not a bad place to start either. Philip Douglas. Andrew, what happened if what WallStreetBets is true and they sold twice as much stock as they have shares of? It is twice as much ownership of stock as they have shares of, which is over shorting a stock. If the way to do this is simple. If there's only one stock that ever exists, I borrow it from Meatball. He still owns it. I'm just borrowing it, and I sell it to someone else. Now 2 people own it. But there's only one stock that ever exists. Now I've increased ownership by 100%. By 100% of the stock that actually exists. So that's exactly how they're doing it. And if it's true, it's probably it's true in the sense that overshorting is exactly how this works. Gianni Van Dort, there is a lot of chatter that AMC will not be able to squeeze due to the low volume and lack of option contracts in the money. What's your thought? Options contracts will become in the money once the price rises. This is pretty simple math. And the fact that volume is low now may be alleviated by the new AMC share recount date that's coming up very soon. So in my opinion, AMC is going to be in the limelight very, very soon. Am I streaming every day now? I'm doing a special Sunday stream. It's been very successful so far. A good number of you are still here. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing these Sunday streams more often. On Saturdays, I might just do the Lo-Fi Cafe, since some of you like that. And I'm just trying to keep the stream open so that you guys have the option to ask me questions, and so that we can continue the fantastic growth that we see. Just got to 35,000 subs. That is that's 75% up on the week. A weekly growth of 75%. That's big. Let's see. Mate, apart from YouTube, do you have time to hang out? Good to take breaks from computers. I say so because I'm a digital product designer. Very cool, Joseph. I am interested in what that job does. I do have time to hang out. I play a lot of D&D. So I'm a dungeon master, and I love Dungeons and Dragons. So that's why I'm wearing this shirt right now. Compliments of my very cool roommate and best friend. Let's see. Tony Tran, I think the request to increase common stock in AMC will dilute it and price will go down. GME gain. Let's not fight against each other. GME and AMC are working here. Bozzy Pun, did Moon Platoon win the naming contest? I'm going to have the naming contest go on for another week. So Friday at market close, we're going to officialize the name of the fan base. However, right now, my guess is that it's going to be best if we make it Moon Platoon as like the general fan base name, and then when you subscribe and you join, you become a Mo Monkey, and so several Mo Monkeys become a Moon Platoon. We can even continue having Meatballers, Meatball Army. We can have the Mo Mafia. We can have Mo Monkeys and Mo Mafia are going to be interchangeable, and yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. I think that makes sense. I would like that to make sense because we are here and we are not gonna stop. Oh, hello. Do not spam. Thank you. GME analysis. We did a good amount of technical analysis. I'm gonna put that out at the end of this live stream so you guys can see my technical analysis from Friday, and then we're gonna put out several videos about exactly Sunday predictions for tomorrow. Tom Collins, do you have any opinions on hyperscaler plays considering 90% of the world's data has been generated over the past 3 years? Just curious what data scientists have to say about the cloud. I have a lot of ideas about that cloud, actually. One, a lot of data is completely useless, right? When you are afraid that Alexa is listening to you, they're likely just doing the ones and zeros off of your voice, not actually keeping your voice to steal it later. If they wanted to steal your voice, they can easily do it. Right? I have so much training data using these live streams that if someone deepfaked me, which always be careful in the comment section, if I'm asking you for Telegram, for Instagram, for anything, if I'm asking you to do anything in the comment section, that's likely not me. My comment replies always have a gray circle around them. So if you see any bots that is pretending to be me, be careful about that. The main point of the cloud and the amount of data that we have is that normally a data scientist is supposed to separate noise from actual signals. And as of right now, the data scientist profession is getting more and more popular because of how much data there is. So that in terms of a career standpoint, it couldn't be a better time to be a data scientist, right? People are trusting data more and more because there's so much more data that exists out there, and more data each day. Great question. Ryu says, another chef. Oh, hey, definitely subbing and hitting the bell. Nice, Ryu. Thank you so much for joining. That's very cool. We got so many chefs in here. I want a chef one day. I would love to eat on demand. Okay, is there a way to predict a price drop to $100 given the current data? The $100 resistance is very strong. that is the exactly where GME has been supported multiple times. And even when it dropped lower than $100, it has a new level of support at $90. So as of right now, if it does try to drop, it likely can't drop below that because there is a free fall from 90 to 60. Mo Money Tribe sounds good. Too many monkey ape names. That's why Moon Platoon is the main name. You can so you can either be you're part of the Mo Mafia. Altogether, you're the Moon Platoon, and a single one of you is a Mo Monkey. Mo Maniacs. Yeah, that's pretty good too. Crypto good, blockchain. Drew 40 says, between the popularity of AMC stock, the fact they are slowly reopening around the states and stimulus in pockets is, in my opinion, no matter what happens with the squeeze, it will be good long term. This is the safety behind AMC. Even though it's been trending downwards for a full week now, people are still bullish on AMC because it still is looking like the economy will reopen and there is going to be plenty of options for people to look at AMC as an actual value stock rather than the position it is currently in with the gamma squeeze and the short squeeze potential. Ooh. Happy to be a new subscriber, says Violet's Hummingbird. GME is the first stock I've ever bought. Welcome to the stock market, the biggest casino that you've ever seen. Please take off your shoes. Enjoy your time here. One of the more important parts about the AMC GME saga is that it's getting so many people financially invested in their future, and that is really important. I really think that getting that kind of financial education at any age is the best thing you could do to not only increase your self-worth as a person who continues to be a lifelong learner, but increases your net worth as well. Oh boy, Chef Life. Chef Life, keep doing what you're doing and you'll get that private chef. Vegas Chef Andrew, from one Andrew to another. I hope that Instagram man treats you well. The king of Instagram, hope he treats you well. Let's see. I'm going to stop streaming in about 5 minutes. Before I go, I would like to really heartfelt appreciate the 1,300 of you currently watching. The reason why is because it's just me like talking to a metal box if it isn't for the fact that you guys are here listening to the information that we are not only here to disseminate, here to support you on, to make sure you fully understand, but also to give you the most up-to-date information and the best type of meatball sleeps that you've ever seen, right? The main reason why this stream is happening here is because I expect when I come on the stream, you guys are gonna be here ready to learn, ready to engage and talk in the live chat. And all of this engagement, even if you don't have a cent that you can offer the stream, is incredible support that I could not work without. So thank you so much for coming on this special Sunday stream. I am excited to stream at the beginning of tomorrow during pre-market. There's plenty more videos that is going to come out. Make sure that make sure you understand that if it's a premiere, that means it's a clip from a recent video, a live stream, and the data is still going to be relevant, just with like a 1 day or maybe even a couple of hours of delay. So I really appreciate you guys for understanding that. I really appreciate you guys watching those clips, even if it seems like news that you've already absorbed, because that does help the algorithm. Smashing that like button on every video helps the algorithm. And I know you guys are getting tired of me talking about it. I really do appreciate you guys doing it. If I don't talk about it, who else will talk about it? From Professor Meatball and myself, I hope you guys continue to have a great Sunday, and I hope you guys are ready to put on your war headbands, because Monday will mean war. So thank you guys for 35,000. Let's see 35,000 more. And for now, but not for forever, peace.